readings do I find in this book of leather-bound goodies? Well, we'll find out very, very soon. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's another Thursday night, and you know what that means. It's time for another Quiz Arena Live. That's right, we're going to have 3 rounds of fun, and then 1 other round where you get to participate in 10 random movie trivia questions. But I can't do this alone, ladies and gentlemen. I need someone to help me out through all of this murky stuff. So please, join me in welcoming our special guest tonight, Piotr Wazalowski. Hello, how you going, mate?
Hello. How you doing, everybody?
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
In the flesh, it is on another Thursday night.
Absolutely. Happy to be here.
Yes.
Bring it on.
Good to have you there. And yeah, it's so good to hear as well that you've been working around on some fantastic films that are going to be released very, very soon.
Yeah, I've been very lucky. I boom operated on Love You Like That, which got released today, I think.
Yes.
Recently, I worked on a show called Wolf Like Me, which was, it's not out yet, but it will be probably next year. And it's, Isla Fisher and Josh Gad, which is kind of pretty
nice,
high-profile people that I got to work with. And before that, it was The Moth Effect I recorded on. And then before that, there was the Mr. In Between, which obviously has been released, and it's been doing really well, and it's just been nuts.
Wow, yeah. That's great. Because, especially us studying all of this Quiz Arena fantasticness in the lockdowns, a lot of our work was coming in internationally. But it's good to know that the industry was still running, because I guess everyone still needs things to keep us entertained that aren't a Squid Game.
Yeah, and I think that when the first lockdown happened, it kind of compressed a lot. Like everyone just shut down, and then suddenly, once that exploded outwards, it just, everything got kind of double booked. And so we just went through a crazy time. And because of the American industry and how much they loved Australia or New South Wales for that period of time, there was this certain players in the game that would be feeding off the drama work, just stuck with all the American work. And so all of us people that were kind of like dancing between jobs are now like fully booked. Yeah. And I was part of that wave, which is, very fortunate for me.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Fantastic too, and hopefully we will have some of the viewers out there who can check out the trailer in the description below for the film that's just being released today. So that's very cool. And yeah, as I say, high profile people, because even John Jarrett, who we've mentioned before, who was in Wolf Creek, obviously playing Mick Taylor in those, is in that film as well, as you say.
Yeah, he was on there. Very lovely dude. Kind of.
Yeah, not living up to his serial killer persona.
He did stab me a few times, but
just a few. That's it.
Yeah,
he was nice about it. Yeah.
Just actors. No, very lovely.
You were in between them and the catering. That's the problem.
Well, yeah, exactly, and that's all they were paying them with is catering. So. No, they weren't, by the way. That was he was very lovely to work with, and always easy and kind of funny on set. So that was nice.
Yeah, and tall. We had one of our games was high anxiety, and so I think he was the tallest one of the tallest characters that we had up there at 6 foot. Yeah. Which
I didn't even realize that. I mean, it probably made it easier to mic them up, because the taller they are, the easier for me to put a mic on their chest. So maybe I didn't even realize, and I just enjoyed the fact that he was tall.
Yeah. I guess so. Yeah. I was always thinking you'd need like a ladder or something like that, and it'd be
No, we just punch them in the knees.
Oh, yes.
Bring them down.
That's it. Take them down.
It's dominance thing you got to do in the industry.
That's it. Yeah. Especially from the sound department. That's it. That's why you have those long poles.
Yeah, they're like, what are they called? Those sticks that you fly around and you hit people with.
Or like javelin.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
The Suicide Squad guy.
Yeah.
Which had a beautiful sort of like character arc as well in that film. I liked how it was like, what they did with the characters in the beginning of it really lived up to the film's name. But then to carry elements of those characters over, just chef's kiss.
Well, this kind of like will bring on to the running theme with me, and this is that I also haven't seen Suicide Squad, so there's just so much. Either.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah. So yeah, you're going to have to slowly regale me on the entire story of everything that you quote.
Oh no, I don't want to spoil anything, except that a lot of people say that the makes a lot of difference, and I got to agree.
Right.
Yeah.
And the D is the new one, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that first one got a pretty bad rap, regardless of whether it was deserved or not. I feel like people were really unhappy with it.
Yeah,
But
yeah, and
I don't
it's
know. I get weird about that though myself because it's like
mm,
working on set. Like no matter how bad the film I've ever worked on is or whatever, it's always like people work really hard on sets, and so you can't
that's
help
it.
but feel like, oh man, don't shit on them too much. They're all just trying to do their jobs, and no
Yeah,
actor, no director in there are very rarely like trying to fuck the industry or destroy it or whatever. It's more just like it's not popular or it doesn't edit well. There's just things that just don't work out. But
absolutely. Yeah,
everyone works so hard on these films, even no matter what scale.
that's it. Yeah, I'm trying to remember the old adage where it's just like there's so many people like involved in this sort of thing. Many hands make light work is the one that's coming to mind, but it's not the right one. I want to make a shipbuilding analogy, but
No, but you are right in the sense that it's like you can watch a film and you can look at it really closely and realize like the set design behind is just incredible, in a way that you couldn't even imagine, but you'd never realize. Or the audio, for example, considering it's my department, you can listen to it and be like, wow, that's just like, that sounds great. Oh boy, the dialogue's terrible. But man, it just the soundscape, the way
that's
that
it.
tell the story would sound, it's not like a painting in that like a painting is just one medium. But there's so many little types of working mediums that are involved in the film industry that makes it so fascinating to watch.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah. It's exactly the involvement of all those parts into it, as you say as well, that aren't seen. It's like the best compliment an editor can get is when their cut isn't seen or
Oh
revealed.
yeah, when it's seamless.
That's it,
Yeah, absolutely.
and I think people brush that over a lot with sound because it's an instinctual sense that I don't know. We're paying for the visuals. I think is part of the mentality of a film. Cinema,
Mm.
is well. It's funny because the word cinema comes from kinetic, movement. So it's like
Oh,
about moving images, which is it's just a funny thing that it's like so concentrated on the visual. Because I love even I don't know if they're called 4D experiences where you sit in there and there's the mist that sprays on you and the
yeah,
chair
yeah.
vibrates and
Yeah, which is, I mean, as a science nerd, it's definitely not 4D.
no.
Like the fourth dimension is like,
No.
where'd you get that from?
What
But
would that be
I
if
totally
you
see that.
experienced the entire film in one infinite second? It's just
Yeah,
like,
yeah, that's
oh,
right. But yet that was infinite time, infinite second. Like it only happened for a moment, but everything happened.
yeah,
And you can go backwards and forwards between it. It was incredible.
yeah. So
Yeah,
the sort of things I think that it would only be akin to peyote.
yeah, absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
it. Well, we've got some people out there as well. We've got Rhiannon and Elizabeth Irons saying, "Good evening, darlings. Hope you're all well. We
Hello.
are. We hope you're well as well out there. Please do send us any messages. What are the sort of films and entertainment news that you have found this week? Any sort of trivia or some quotes or anything like that you might have. Some fun facts. Send us a little bit of love down there, and we would love to see it." So yeah, has there been anything particular that you've been focusing on this week or been wanting to see?
You're talking about me? Oh
Yeah.
God! You know what? The James Bond movie.
Oh, the new one.
I'm all down for Daniel Craig,
Yeah.
the Bond of Daniel Craig, and on so many levels. So the excitement for his one, and also there's a sound recordist. Oh man, I hate that it's escaping me. Oh, Simon Hayes. He did like his kind of claim to fame was like Lock Stock, where it kind of became big. But he also did like so many movies. But he did that movie as well, and he's also been documenting like doing posts and writing about his work and the way he works and his team. And so I've just been nerding out sound wise, and so I'm excited to see it in action, see like put a critical ear to his work and see what I get out of it. Because even in what was it, Skyfall, there was just a couple moments in that movie where I was like, oh man, I don't know if the recordist made the right choice there,
Yeah.
or the post person, and I want to see how this next movie tees up to it. So it should be
Yeah.
exciting.
No, totally, totally, absolutely. I also too am a huge fan of the Daniel Craig take on the Bond character. I sort of grew
Okay.
up around the time of the Roger Moore sort of Bond, so
Yep.
that was the sort of quintessential Bond. I used to blasphemously say around people who were always like, "It's Connery, he's the original,"
Yeah.
but I love, what was it, Pierce Brosnan's take on it too. But the reason
Yeah,
that I particularly like the style of Daniel Craig's is because it almost has that air of the Doctor Who was that sort of rough sort of doctor, I guess you'd say. The one before David Tennant, whose name escapes me at the moment, but he was my introduction to the Doctor Who franchise, and
right.
I love that. It just feels like a very honest portrayal of what I could imagine a Time Lord would be like.
Well, that's kind of why I like Daniel Craig, because there's something like you really see a traumatized orphan kid in his character, and it's not like the Roger Moore and I love all of the James Bonds in that kind of sense, but they're caricatures of what the experience is being a spy, and obviously.
Yeah.
Daniel Craig isn't realistic, but you can see that he's a problem human. He's not just a rebel. He's also actually like, he's got an issue with authority. He has an issue with trauma. He has like, and he expresses that in the way he makes decisions in the film. And I'm very allured by that kind of concept.
Yeah.
It reminds me of a video game I played recently, which it's all about anxiety and schizophrenia, and it's just like, I just love it so much because it's such a fascinating. I think I spent a lot of my life trying to think that like I could just be like, I could just make my universe whatever I want it to be, and then I learned, oh no, I'm governed by my life experience, and so suddenly it's like, oh, I understand those movies that are trying to talk about mental health, and then because it's like they don't necessarily have control of those sensations, but it's anyway. All that stuff really fascinates me, and so I like that portrayal of Bond.
Well, that's exactly like that's part of the reason I found much more of that sort of closer fascination with horror and the themes within that, because they're allowed to explore a lot of things that a lot of conventional films have to steer away in the same sort of vein of like steer towards the PG in a lot of action films. We've got people out there saying what they've spent the week watching. Rhiannon Elizabeth Irons says she's been watching Halloween Kills, same as Phil Robinson. He's seen all Halloween Kills. He had a brain freeze while we sleep. And I Know What You Did Last Summer, the whole series. Wow. And Rhiannon Elizabeth Irons as well. She's looking forward to Halloween Kills hitting the cinemas on the 28th, which is going to be a big cinema experience that now that a lot of us can get out there, and Melbourne's opening up very soon. So hopefully, everyone's going to be able to get out there and enjoy a lot of these new films that are out there.
Yeah, absolutely. I miss the cinema so bad.
Yeah. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's what I mean. We got to the point of where people were trying to push the gimmicks and everyone goes to the 3D realms. Something sort of major happens and everyone goes, no, we're happy with just the cinema. It's just like,
yeah, that's right. Just give us anything normal. I don't even need that many speakers. It's fine. Yeah. Just give me a big screen and people eating popcorn loudly.
That's it. Well, I know a lot of places were trying to do the outdoor cinemas in a lot of parks and stuff, and that seemed really cool because now we have the technology that we can get the bright screens to be, not a problem even with low light. So the sun can be setting and the film can be starting, but you can still see it clear as day.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't venture very much out of this space that you guys can see right about here. That's my life. COVID
in your Vogue, in your drag race life.
Absolutely. No, it's one of those, like, I mean, COVID has been like, I've certainly missed the world outside, but I definitely also I'm a homebody by nature, so I've also liked being at home, and it's not been as traumatic for me as it has been for the socialites out there.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Yeah, I too have a that editing thing, so I'm only now starting to feel the itch, which is lucky because everything's sort of opening up again. But everything all at once, when it doesn't rain, it pours.
Oh yeah.
So yes, we've also said Rhiannon Elizabeth Irons says she also scored a copy of the beta test with Jim Cummings. She was highly surprised by it, and it definitely makes waves upon release. Ooh, Jim Cummings. Now, I'm trying to rack my brain. It's not Alan Cummings, I know that one because he was Reefer Madness, and obviously other amazing things besides that, but my brain escapes me. But I'm thinking, was he the voice of, was it Winnie the Pooh? Or is he like the maybe not Winnie the Pooh, but like a voice artist?
I don't know. I'm actually interested in all this, and I'm actually kind of looking it up at the same time. I don't know if that's cheating.
Oh, cool. Thank you very much, Travis Cadaver.
Oh!
Travis Cadaver. Oh, that's an awesome name. So good.
Travis
Welcome.
Cabana.
Thank you for this
Hello.
subscription.
Oh, that's exciting.
Oh,
We just
not
got
the
a
voice
subscriber.
actor. Oh, the one in
Right.
Halloween Kids. Of course. Of course.
Oh,
Sorry.
you've got it all written down? Someone's talking to you that I don't know. Oh, I see. Not the voice actor. Here we go. Yes, I'm seeing the page as well.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's another thing. I also don't know people's names. Like a lot of people that I work with on sets and shoots and stuff like that. It's like I know them by their first name.
Yeah.
And so someone's like, "Oh, did you work with, let's just say, Jim Cummings?" I'm like, "I
Yeah.
know a Jim."
Or you'll refer to them always as the Jim, and there's always a Jim, a John, a James, yeah, and
Oh yeah, absolutely.
and you never
Then
want to be that impolite person of going, I'm sorry, is this? It's just like, yeah.
I do it all the time. Because my
Yes.
name is so weird. I got really used to like people messing up my name, and so I never felt obliged to get their name right. Now I feel extra awkward because they try really hard. They're like, "Oh my god, I'm really sorry about getting your name wrong," and I'm like, "Yes, Jane." I'm gonna say.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Anyway,
Oh, cool. She's clarifying. She says he's a writer, director, and actor. The beta test has catapulted into her top 3 films of 2021 so
oh
far.
wow,
Nice.
that's a big deal.
Very cool. Yeah.
I mean, it's gotten 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, if that's any help.
Really, 100%.
I mean, at 23 reviews, but still, that
Wow.
is a massive deal.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, geez.
That's awesome.
man.
What was it? I only just recently saw, what was it, Into the Spider-Verse. I know I'm always really late.
Oh my god, I
know.
did watch that.
I know,
So
and
good.
it's everything everyone was talking about. It was fucking fantastic.
Yeah, you can't hype that movie enough and then watch it and not be amazed by it. It was just such a roller coaster ride of like, I just love that movie. I watched it like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah. I was worried that the frame rate was going to sort of make me annoyed because sometimes, I was worried it was going to come off like a dodgy, filming a movie screen, but it didn't.
Yeah.
And
Well, did
then,
you know that they didn't stick to the frame rate?
exactly.
Which is
Yeah,
what,
that's it. Because there was moments later on, I think, in the film where it was in the climax where I was thinking that thing. I was going, I wonder if now is what frame rate it's at because it feels smooth, but I don't know if that's just my psychology, like revved with the character at the moment.
Yeah, and it's such a great portrayal. Like, just like, well, first of all, the artistic style is just brilliant. I
Yes.
do a bit of drawing and stuff, and just watching what they did, and I'm pretty sure that was all drawn frame by frame, which is what made it take so long.
Wow. Yeah.
And so just the incredible art style, the blend of the comic and I got blown away by so much, and the sound, the comedic jokes. It was just such a great roller coaster ride.
Yeah, I remember getting a big grin on my face when I think there was someone gets hit by something and there's a pow, or they get hit by something like a pickle and it just says pickle, and I was just like, yeah, I think I really am into this movie. So yeah. The old 1960s sort of like panels of that sort of stuff, and bringing the comic style into a justification too that worked so well in the visual style with the animation style, but also the character of Spider-Man and its universe in total, it being part of a multiverse as well in the story. Because I've never necessarily been an exclusive Spider-Man fan. Like, I've always been a superhero sort of fan and stuff like that, but I know that a lot of people were very die-hard one character, and I always loved Superman, but admired Batman and the Flash, and everyone had aspects that I liked. And so then Justice League was just like awesome. So but it was good that I really felt completely invested in this. And there was that bit when they all a lot of them take off like the spiders and they just like this, and I was just like, that's funny but awesome. I loved it. I had this sort of like little serotonin rush up the back of my spine of just like, yay. So yeah,
it really, Spider-Man as a character really appealed to me because it was just like, I don't know. I think it's the kid and the idea of that, like, that you're always trying. You don't have, the world is against you, and it's not that like he's got enough money to sustain his life. He's still trying to deal with his life while simultaneously trying to deal with the morality of being Spider-Man. And so I think from a very young age, I've always really loved Spider-Man, but by no means am I a fanboy in that, like, I don't read the comics or anything like that. I just love the concept of the character.
Oh yeah, totally. And not putting down those people at all. Like, as in, one of the things I do love about the Comic Cons and stuff like that is seeing the people in the suits who are wearing the same costumes and just like sort of, what was it recently? It was the two Halloween's, the guys in the Michael Myers, not Mike Myers, masks, and they just sort of like walked up to each other, looked at each other like that, and then just hugged. And I was just like, oh, that's sort of like, yeah, beautiful moment.
Oh, I love all that stuff. I mean, I could never put that much effort into an outfit, but oh my God, the Comic-Con stuff, people are just,
Yeah.
I'm so impressed by it. And so much of that is done just because of out of passion, not out of like,
Yeah.
that's their job.
No.
So it's just incredible to see what they pull off.
Yeah, it really is. And the innovations as well of styles, and practical uses of was it foam, those layering foams and stuff like that, that have been like utilized by professional costume makers for years, but had now been just like utilized in a very cheap and quick and easy way. You don't have to buy things en masse anymore. No.
Yeah, it's become a lot more accessible to the average person to do.
Yeah.
It's like when I first rocked up on set and there's like, what's it, when you get these like fake glass, and it's what it is rubber, but it looks exactly like glass, and it's so weird. And it's such an experience picking that up for the first time and be like, oh my God, you could literally lie on it and jump on it. It doesn't matter, it won't hurt you. And but it doesn't feel right to do so. And then you see people having access to that same material, building costumes or whatever out of it. And it's just like, or even ice. That's the one that always surprised me.
Wow.
That a lot of people don't use real ice cubes because they melt. So you have continuity issues. So it's these plastic ice cubes that they have molded, and that's how that works. You know, it's just like, oh, that's
awesome.
Of course, that's how they do it.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah. It's all these secrets of the trade that, like, you know, that's it. But even in the magic effects and stuff like that, like, you know, utilizing aspects of what is it? Even special effects to cover certain areas where you can have green and stuff like that to blend in other areas. Has been something that I think that a lot of filmmakers who were like with the birth of YouTube have now had that ability as well to utilize both the cosplay performance style of making a quick costume, or not quick costume, sorry, an effective good costume in cheap and relatively quick methods, if it's not your everyday thing, but then be able to transport that easily over into making a good product in whatever you're trying to convey, whether it be documentaries. I recently saw a documentary on like suits and stuff like this, and they do a little intro video before, and he was like, I'm sorry, I hope this isn't silly, and it was just like, I thought it was good. Like, you know, as in, you look at some of these horror films from the 70s and they're like, you know, cheesy, but I still find them fun. I mean, that's why I'm kind of watching them. Kind of
right. I mean, that's the best thing about those movies. It's for me, it's less the scare factor and more the, like, I don't know, it's just hilarious sometimes to watch. Like, it's just like, there is some shock value and there's some gore, but you know it's all fake. Like, it really doesn't present itself as realistic. But it's still exciting. I mean, I will obviously admitting to before that, like, I don't really watch horror films. It just brings me anxiety, and that's something I try to avoid. But I do appreciate it. I'm trying to think of like,
that's it. We're like that sort of like compartmentalization, and I'm very much one of those sort of people that will find horror in the lightest of times and the lightest of times in the horrific of times. So I do like saying, like, there's a lot of references. I've referenced Titanic and stuff like that in here, so trust me, there's a lot of questions. And our last round is open to all movie questions, but, like, you know, Gremlins is a horror film, but it's also a fun film you can show your kids too. Speaking of no, that's a terrible segue. Let's talk about segues and the fantastic technology about that. The
and how
segue
this guy
that you should be writing, yes,
on a segue.
Exactly, yes. Well, just like Magic as well, we have another person who's joining us, the star of Magic, which is going to be released very soon, if not relatively nowish. I'm not too sure, but we'll find out very soon as we welcome Vincent Parfitt. Hello, buddy. How you going?
I'm doing well. I've heard about some 70s spookiness going on now, and almost, I've got to say, some of the music back then, you don't need even to look at the graphics. There's no need for vision for those 70s movies. Just absolutely scares the shit out of you if you need to go to sleep with the soundtrack. It's absolutely
No, that's it. Or even just, like, you know, getting the audio from a film, like, you know, stripping all of the audio from Neverending Story and going to sleep to that, you know?
Oh, yeah. I remember for quite some time I decided to listen to, it was the main composer of all of the Hitchcock movies, and I think his last thing he did was Taxi Driver. So it was I've forgotten his bloody name. He's a fantastic composer, His name is. I'll get back to you. I'll see you next week.
No, that's right. And that was Vincent Parford, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, Bernard Herrmann. Bernard Herrmann.
Bernard Herrmann, of course.
The person who used to do, he used to do it once because he only had to do it once. It was Psycho.
Yes.
Of course.
Brilliant.
But the music itself, if you listen to, say, Vertigo, it's quite relaxing to just go to sleep to, which is quite bizarre.
Yeah.
You just don't do that unless, of course, you've lost all of your albums. But it was absolutely fantastic to go for. It was, and he was a very, very incredible composer because he changed the way that certain positions in the orchestra were placed so you could hear tiny little sounds all up front with great big trumpets and horns in the background, and there was this beautiful, delicate. You could even have a harp the way that he arranged.
Even the Psycho theme, that they played was plagiarized or at least lovingly copied when they did Reanimator, which is one of my personal favorite films. But if you listen to the music from that, it is pretty much the exact same thing as the Psycho theme, just with some synth drums underneath. It's like, yeah. Sort of like what they did with, what was it, that song? It was in Australia, Our Father, it was the religious, the Catholic sisters released it. And it was this up-tempo...
That's like Ave Maria gone wrong.
Was it? I think it was just the Lord's Prayer. I think it was the Lord's Prayer. And it was in this, sort of, a syncopated thing. But, it hit the charts. So, yeah.
If you ever get a chance, any of the people watching this, there's a fantastic version of the Lord's Prayer, and it's done by the blind Italian singer who was found by Pavarotti.
Oh, yes, of course, yes.
Andrea Bocelli, and it was done in a tabernacle choir. It is one of the most beautiful sounds that anyone who was there would have heard. But also, if you've got a pair of earphones and just listen to it on YouTube, and you're not feeling anything just due to, a lack of, feelings, a bit of apathy, just give yourself a bit of time for about 4 minutes, and you'll be in tears.
Yes, you'll be in tears. Just like I'm sure Rhiannon Elizabeth Irons was when she said that she had to change her phone ringtone from the Psycho theme. The damn thing kept going off whenever she was in the shower.
It reminds me of when going back to what you guys were saying about listening to soundtracks at the end of while trying to go to sleep. I used to listen to the Titanic soundtrack, and because I had it on CD and not MP3 because I'm that old, it'd get to the bit where the ship's sinking and they're running away. So there's just dun, 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 and I'm obviously dead asleep, and then suddenly get waken up by the sounds of a Titanic sinking. It was the most terrifying thing to wake up to when you put it too loud.
That's a James Horner soundtrack, isn't it? No, it's not.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. Yeah, James Horner.
Yeah, I think it's James Horner, yeah.
And the poor bugger died in a helicopter crash.
I mean, what a way to go.
What a way to go. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know what to say without being offensive, but that's absolutely, it's a shocker, especially when you think of where I think I first heard his music in Braveheart.
Yeah, I was about to say, he's one of those big composers. He's the one that you could easily rattle off, I'm sure, 5 different ones. Because I traditionally started off as was a huge fan of John Williams music,
of course,
because of obvious reasons, exactly. But then what was it, James Newton Howard as well? I've been surprised
incredible.
The versatility he's got. But
it was the person who did the soundtrack of Face Off. He's got a very unusual name, and he's fantastic. And he did a version of a couple of movies with Hans Zimmer. One of them was The Man in the Iron Mask. And his music is absolutely incredible. He also did Con Air, I'm pretty sure as well.
Yes, I don't know his name, I don't think, but I've
his name.
I love his that music, and I have seen something where it was tied into something else, because I thought you were going to go. Was it Mancini? Who's the guy who did Requiem for a Dream? Clint Mansell.
Oh.
Is it Clint Mansell?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that is correct. Yeah.
Either that.
Another one if you want to feel really awful about your life to listen to.
Yeah, but I was even thinking he wasn't the one who did the Saw theme, because the Saw theme is another one that I really love.
I've if you guys ever get a chance, and I'm sure that you guys know the movie Across the Hall.
I do not know the movie Across the Hall.
It's the closest thing to a Hitchcock suspense psychological thriller with a plotline that's just absolutely amazing. But it's very Mancini-like in the way that Pink Panther is. It just lifts itself into the movie's got to keep up instead of it just being a piece of art visually. The music in Across the Hall is extraordinary, absolutely extraordinary. If you get a chance to watch,
it's the 2009 film, is it?
Yep.
Yeah,
and it's one of the last things that Brittany Murphy ever did.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Just looking for the music.
I mean, I'm going to say that I'll watch this movie, but I probably won't. And that's not because of anyone here, just because I just tend to rewatch Brooklyn Nine-Nine as on loop. That's just my life at the moment.
Yeah, a happy place.
It is. That's all it is. It's just like it's just comfort. That's all they do. That and Parks and Recreation. It's just like, please, just make me feel good about life, and that's all it is.
Yeah, I always find that the ending comes so much more heavy though, because I remember that happened to me when I was watching. I was at 6 Feet Under, and that was the first time that I'd watched an entire season. Not season, collection, whole everything together, and they have a beautiful, have a beautiful outro to that. It's just a lovely way they deal with...
The last 6 minutes of that.
Sorry, you can't watch 6 minutes of that?
No, the very last 6 minutes of that.
Oh!
I have never seen anything so, including in my own life, I have never been moved to such an extent.
Resolute. Yeah. It was
a perfect conclusion. There's no way of getting that TV show back.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Exactly.
I never watched it, so I can't attest to it. But what I will say is I was really surprised by the TV show MASH, because I thought that would just be a bunch of comedy.
Yeah.
Never bawled my eyes out more in a TV show than in MASH.
Yeah.
That was just, intense.
Because I only saw glimpses of random episodes that my dad would watch, really. But I remember seeing the final episode, and that moved me.
Oh no, that was so sad, that one.
Yeah, that was great. Because and I didn't know the characters. I didn't know how long they'd been together. I just imagined that they were always together. That was that show, and that war was always going to go on. To see that it felt a lot more real about all of the jokes. As you're saying, it was a beautiful comedy, but the respect that they gave to that subject matter was just lovely.
Yeah, and it tickles that bone that I was telling about before when it comes to talking about mental health and trauma, because that's all it is. It's a show, they use comedy to be able to try to make themselves feel better about the awful trauma that they're experiencing on a daily basis.
Yeah,
and watching. I won't spoil it too much, but talking about that ending, knowing the trauma that when you watch it from beginning to end and seeing that trauma slowly develop and get worse and worse, then that ending is kind of it's completely understandable, and that's what but shocking at the same time, because it's the character that we know and love is going through something difficult, and oh man, that was.
Absolutely.
The very theme music is once you let that that opening theme extend into where its original song comes through. That's about suicide.
Yeah, suicide is painless.
Yeah. That whole film was great too, as well, because I saw that whole film after a couple of episodes of that, and that was beautiful. And again, using that song in it on this up and boppy feel just really worked with the juxtaposition of everything that show was about, in my view. Because it is. It's about, what was it? One character wants to kill himself, but they want people to euthanize him. He's one of the head doctors, isn't he? So he wants to do it properly.
Yep.
And so everyone stands around him, but they substitute it. They do something. They trick him in some way. But it's a beautiful moment. I was going to say as well, we've got Rhiannon Elizabeth Irons out there just following up by saying that her ringtone is now the Halloween theme, so it's much better. She can now play that in the shower, and it's absolutely fine. Still brings it to you, though.
She did a great job at that whole thing about having the psycho theme while in the shower. That would terrify the crap out of me.
Yeah, that's it. Or someone just comes running into the room, screaming her name, going, "Ree, Ree, Ree!" But she also followed up by saying that she's just binged The Last Man Standing with Tim Allen, which is awesome. Yes, fantastic. Old TV shows, so good to watch. She hasn't laughed so hard in years. That's so good. What was it? A Community was another one that I sort of went to. It's not an old sort of show, but... Oh, Red Dwarf. That was one that I watched.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's
sure.
so good that they're all back up there again. And then she's saying MASH, and that's incredible. And she's got a signed cast photo of that show, which is awesome.
Oh, what?
Whenever it was on, my sister and I always used to run around saying, "Oh, it's MASH!" I don't know why, but it was because it was like, "Oh, it's MASH." So, yes, oh, it's MASH! Whenever I see it written that way, that's why I think that, Rhiannon. Sorry. Cool. So yeah, I was going to say just before this, out there in the chat, let us know, because we were just talking about endings. Let us know the name of a film. Don't necessarily have to tell us what happens in the ending. We'll know you're talking about the ending, but tell us the film in which an ending just made you go, oh, you know, sort of have a moment of either awe or crap in your pants or blood run cold, you know. A moment that's stuck out in your head, like a film.
I've got one of those that absolutely stuffed me.
Yeah?
Go for it.
It was The Life of David Gale.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Looking it up.
Yeah, look at that one up. The Life of David Gale.
Yeah, it's all about capital punishment, and it's absolutely finely tuned to being something absolutely extraordinary for an ending. It left me and everyone watching it when we first saw it.
Oh wow!
Empty of knowing how to feel. It's a shocker. It's amazing. Wow. That's what you want for a movie, I think.
Yeah. So we got was it Kevin Spacey and Kate Winslet, 2000 and was it 5? 3, sorry, 2003.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of actors who produce some incredible stuff and then simultaneously are understandably cancelled, the show, if you ever watched it, Horace and Pete, it was like Louis C.K.'s, like, essentially it's a filmed stage play, and that was one that did that for me. It was just, so... like, it just got worse and worse and devastating, and it was such a great show.
Yeah.
Again, I'm kind of avoiding all that because of the Louis C.K. stuff.
Yeah.
But before that all came out, watching that, that was one that totally threw me under the bus towards the end of that show. That was such a sad and intense show, which I really loved.
That was one of the reasons I think. What was it? Was it Life is Short? I stopped watching that just because I thought that was going to have one of those endings that was going to be finite and it was going to be brought to tears, and again, because every episode was sort of just moving me so much. We've got some of the people out there saying Old Yeller, which is it's probably an obvious one, but still I think it gets everyone every time. The End of the Mist from Phil Robinson, absolutely. We've mentioned that before, and if you haven't seen that, that's breaks you. It just breaks you.
Oh, there's Gallipoli's on there too. That's a fair call. I haven't seen that in ages, but that was a rough ending.
Yeah. I remember seeing that too in school, and that sort of just sort of resonated with me because the sound of the gunshot as well.
And there's such a big, like, it was so the purpose of it for the person to run out. It was just so useless. It was like that was the whole point. There was no point for him to do it, but he had to because it was that was intense. I remember at school as well, that whole thing.
Yeah. Well, that's it. What was it? She's also mentioned that she was absolutely gutted with Old Yeller and Cujo. Oh, of course. Yeah.
Cujo, Stephen King.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'll mention as well. What was it? Pet Sematary. That ending with not necessarily church. But more the Gage moment for me was just, I don't know if it was the performance or I guess that's probably the best filmmaking technique, because you don't need necessarily a great performance with either of them really, but it was so profound with just what you knew he had to do and he had to force his body to go through. I thought that was really good, similar in a way to The Mist.
I think something that's quite beautiful for what you just said as well, and it's a lot of people's favorite movie, which is quite beautiful, It's a Wonderful Life with James Stewart. The thing that really got me was there was this wonderful essay which said no one knows how many lives that saved by actually showing this man who would have committed suicide and what he would have been like if he had ever, not existed.
Yeah.
And by having that as a tool to basically explain that that whatever you've done is important. It's such a cathartic movie.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
I think great purpose.
There isn't many movies that you can say that they are that your situation that you've created a story so strong that you don't know how many people have been saved from actually watching that movie. I've got so many friends who love that movie.
Well, that's it too. I was just about to say, I think I've only really seen it in full cognitive sound of mind, watching it all the way through with my family at Christmas time, last Christmas. And that was, maybe it wasn't last Christmas, maybe it was a couple of Christmases, whenever we could see each other. But that was something that transcends time as well, because the story is so beautiful. I recently saw The Reveres with Steve McQueen, which is set around the 1900s, and that had a similar sort of quality. Same as, The Happiest Millionaire, Mary Poppins. This idyllic time, which whether or not it actually existed, is beautiful and picturesque. So exactly. So that's a huge positive sort of thing there too. We've got, what was it, Sympathy for Lady Vengeance, which I don't know necessarily, but have to look that up in a second. But we've also got Rhiannon Elizabeth Irons saying, not so much a movie, but was devastated at the end of Batman Arkham City game. Harley's face just broke her. I can't remember it exclusively, but I do remember that game being awesome. Similarly, I'm getting flashes of Shadow Warrior, I think it was, it's a silly game, I know. The character's name is Lu Wang, and it's all like dick jokes and tit jokes, but it has an ending which you really I wasn't expecting, and it was on the levels of an M. Night Shyamalan sort of moment. That is just beautiful and cinematically sort of just beautiful for such a silly game. It's hardcore, just whatever. But it was great, yeah. So yeah, games also suffice. Speaking of which, too, I've yet to play the other endings of Red Dead Redemption 2, so that I can experience what they are.
That was good. That was a nice. That's such an awesome story in general. I obviously won't give away the ending, but just the tale of someone, because it's always this especially in those line of video games, it's kind of themed is usually the rise of power of a character. Whilst this is kind of the downfall of character. This is seeing the world for what it is and being I'm not okay with this.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that was a really, that had a really great ending and a great game in general.
Yeah, but even the moment where there's the what was it? When he gets sick, let's just say. I really liked that sort of component of the game, because that's where I was forced to sort of care about him, and I really cared about his character. I really wanted to do good, and I didn't know if it was too late to redeem his qualities, so I thought that was a really good aspect. And also, to be able to put historical subject matter that was real in a game that way, I thought was really, really good. It wasn't making up a new symptom. You didn't get some alien disease or anything like that. It was something real.
It wasn't just a plot twist. It was a real thing that happens at that time.
Yeah. Plus, also, when I played, I accidentally found the guy who gives you the medicine that cures you, and I took the medicine before I got it. So
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, I looked because I instantly looked up because I was panicking. Am I redeemable? And so I looked it up, and apparently, but I'd already taken it. He said, go to this guy, and I was like, I've already done that scenario, and I took it straight away. Oh no, I should have kept it. Anyway, that's it. If you haven't played it, you can play it again and learn from my mistake.
And I will throw in another game, because that's probably one thing I do play a lot of, just video games in general. Yeah. But I could not tell you a better revenge story in all its complexity and layer and trauma and everything than The Last of Us 2. That if you guys didn't get to play it, the second one, the first one was incredible.
I was about to say the first one was again, that's one of those.
The first one was amazing as a epic story. it was just fantastic. Number two is like it's a small concept in that it's essentially just a revenge film, as a revenge game, but it goes into the depths of what the consequences of revenge really is and what that all means psychologically. It's such a
cool. Yeah.
Oh man,
That's
I
cool.
highly recommend people persevere with that,
Well,
because I know that up and down with that.
That's also because I didn't play The Last of Us, but I watched one of those YouTube clips where it was just the cinematics and rough gameplay where it was just going through, the story aspect, and it was filmed. And that moved me to tears. I thought that was great as well. Almost on the same level as The Mist. That sort of gave me sort of those sort of vibes. But there was another moment I'm going to say I don't know if it was Injustice, the first one, but Superman, I'm going to reveal this one, I hope it's not a spoiler, but it's, I think, midway through the game, Superman kills Shazam. And for those of you who don't know who Shazam is a 12-year-old boy, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so he kills him and then drops him, and this 12-year-old boy's body drops, and you're just like, oh shit, Superman just killed, like that. Great, and the arc that sort of story took, I loved. So that was another moment I want to put on there as a moment. We've also got another game out there, which was the ending of LA Noire. It was a bit shocking upon initial playthrough. I haven't played LA Noire, but I'm assuming it would be sort of on the similar sort of story lines as BioShock. Almost. Not
I
gameplay.
love BioShock.
Yeah, same. And
Yeah,
the
that
second
was
one too. Oh,
LA Noire was a like kind of I don't know, what is it, 1950s a detective game?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the noir period was like the 30s, 40s and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Messed that up.
But
But
that whole
yeah,
crime
but
aspect, yeah.
exactly. And it was a lot about facial recognition, because you had to kind of talk to people, interview people in that game, and see how they, like, if they're lying or if they're not, by the way they're looking and their little kind of
Cool.
body language cues. It was quite an awesome game. Didn't get much of a praise that should have.
Yeah, well, that's because I think it was around that same time. It was GTA or LA Noire, and LA Noire's theme impressed me, but I didn't think it was going to be the gameplay that I was going to want, and so I got GTA, and that served me fine.
Well, I've got to say a farewell to you both. I do apologize. I have to quickly rush myself away, but I just want to say how wonderful it is to be here. I will obviously see you guys shortly.
Yes, pop in whenever you need.
Yeah, and the best of luck tonight. I'm sure that you guys are going to be absolutely within the answers that are asked.
You don't know me very well.
Oh yes, no, they're going to be completely random questions tonight too. So even though my screen is frozen, like my mind will be working to try and work out what those questions are. Exactly. I'm just trying to work out why it hasn't started up again.
I love that. Like, you look like you're about to sneeze.
Yes.
That must be like, if you could freeze time, that must be one of the most awful things to have frozen in time, is like that right before sneeze moment, and have that feeling stuck with you for eternity.
Yes.
Just be awful.
Yeah. Don't shout those purse lips. Well, thank you so much, Vinny, for joining us.
I just want to come and say a quick hello. I will see. Thank you guys for being so brilliant. I'll see you guys both very shortly.
Yes.
Yeah, have a good one.
Rock on. Thank you so much. Beautiful. Well, whilst I just fix up my camera here, we'll read off more of the comments.
Sure.
So what have we got there? We've just got... Oh yes, Rhiannon Elizabeth Irons can't wait for The Last of Us to be released next year. So that's going to be the third, is it, Rhiannon?
No, that's there's actually a TV series coming out.
Oh, cool.
Exciting. I don't. It's so scary, because it's like it's such an intense story. There's a lot of hype and also fear that it's going to be completely destroyed. But there's a few good actors in it, I think, and one in particular that's a very big fan that wants to do it justice. So fingers crossed it comes together. But it's a big swing for whichever company is making that.
Yeah.
And it's also because like the video game itself is in itself. What makes it so impactful is you're having to do the things, the awful things they do in the video game as a player, which is a lot less passive than if watching a show. So trying to translate that over to a TV show, it's a big feat for them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, that's what I wanted to go into. What was it? The zombies in that, and because
that's so fascinating.
Yeah.
I love the concept.
And is it? I want to say like priori, and I know that that's a Harry Potter thing, priori and cantatum and stuff, but pyron or prion, I'm not too sure, but the type of fungus that it is.
Yes,
it's similar in that way to a prion, which is a virus, which is kind of like a bacterial infection that we can get. And that's where that sort of history, justification for that comes from there.
Oh, do you know? Do you know about the more deeper history to that?
Oh no,
more
please!
Scienciness?
I'd love to.
Okay, so because I watched all the kind of behind the scenes and stuff.
Oh, cool! Yeah.
There's a type of fungus, exactly what you were saying, that happens, that infects ants very commonly.
That's it. Yes,
and
the zombie fungus.
Yeah, and they breathe it in, and then it sprouts out of their head, but it actually takes over their bodies, and it gets them to do things like, I think it's
they climb to the top of the highest, or wherever there's light, so that they can get to grow.
And then they eventually die from the fungus, and then the fungus spreads onto that leaf or whatever, and then the spores release, and then it's the cycle, rinse and repeat. And so the premise, including the way that it sprouts out of the humans, is very similar in that fact. So it's really like they certainly did their research, but it's a testament of, like, I mean, let's just be honest here, like, those games have so much money. So it's a testament of, like, a creative team being able to, like, take a concept and then just keep boiling it down and refining it and changing it to get to such a fascinating mechanism that Absolutely. You just couldn't do without, the hundreds of millions of dollars that they get to make that happen.
Yeah, that's it. And it just makes the character design so much cooler too.
Yeah, I mean, do you know what is really nice to see is that, like, a company of that caliber, in the same way that Rockstar is a similar kind of beast, is that they do take those resources and they do apply them. Like, you can see that work, but when you apply that to, like, there's a lot of other companies that have equally as much money, or they make as much money, but they're all they're doing is rinse repeating.
Yeah.
So seeing the companies like Naughty Dog, which are the ones that do Last of Us and Uncharted and stuff, and Rockstar with their which they also published LA Noire as well as GTA.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and I think LA Noire, if I'm not mistaken, it was also partly or largely created by an Australian company. Well, nice. I could be wrong about that. There was a whole thing there. So that whole those guys tend to put a lot of their resources into actually creating things, which is why you get so much depth and like with any art project, and even this works in the film industry as well, is that the more time you get, the more resources you have to make something, the more iterations of that thing you can process, and whenever that iteration comes about, all it does is add complexity, which otherwise might not have been there.
Yeah, exactly. Also, we've got as well out there Phil Robertson saying he's an old Resident Evil Silent Hill gamer, which I love the Resident Evil film, and I played the second Resident Evil game on an emulator on my computer, and that was still a lot of fun. And Silent Hill, the game, I think I was too scared to play.
Yeah, I played it for a little bit, and I'm just like, there's something about when horror gets so twisted that you just kind of like, it just blows your mind. And it's
it just gets too much.
Yeah, that's Silent Hill for me. I played a little bit of it, and then I just like, this is just nightmare fuel. This isn't just a monster. This is fucking demon crazy stuff. I'm just
totally. I've got a sort of weird sort of element where, like, the guy chasing me down in a mask with a knife doesn't scare me as much as the ghost or the unexplained, supernatural thing in the house. Yet on that sort of like larger scale, I feel more comfortable in watching a Silent Hill than I would be watching The Hills Have Eyes in the remake. Just because it's like, that's too real for, like, don't want to see that awful real stuff going on.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
but that's that compartmentalization, which I think a lot of the time we get out of, like, seeing things that are bad. Same as in dramas or in romances, when that sad moment happens that we don't want them to do or whatever. Rhiannon Elizabeth Irons saying she's looking forward to Welcome to Raccoon City. Ooh, yes, that's going to be awesome. So's Phil Robinson as well. Can't be any worse than I Know What You Did Last Summer, the TV series.
Yeah, I don't know where you go with that. I just feel like that's just dead in the water.
Yeah. I don't imagine how that would be a longevous sort of story. Like, I can understand the urban myth sort of like idea, but Scream was the latest one. I saw the new trailer for that, and that I was all up for. That seemed really
Well,
fun.
the one before did a great job, I thought. Like, it did enough of like where the film took itself seriously, but also kind of paid out its roots. And
Yeah.
it was really like, I remember watching that movie thinking, oh, this is going to be awful, and then watching it and being like, oh, this is actually really cool.
Yeah. Trevor Rabin as well. That's the Saw theme. I'm pretty sure.
Ah.
Either that, or I've gotten the Clint Mansell one around the wrong way, which hopefully I'm not too sure. It was Team Bondi, LA Noir.
Yeah. So I think they're
that
the
was the
guys who
team.
created it,
Cool.
and Rockstar were the ones who
Like,
published it.
Yep, distributed
Yeah.
sort of thing. Yeah. Cool. And she's currently doing a replay of Until Dawn. Yeah, that was another good one. Because I remember that was around the same time, because it had a couple of stars that were in other things, and so I found out about that and wanted to play it. But a lot of these games come out that are either you can only do them with VR or something. What was it? There's that ghost hunting game.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm excited.
It's on Steam, and it's one of those ones where, like, in a group of 4, you go to a house.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not just VR. You can do that with a normal
Oh,
computer.
can you?
I haven't played it, but I've watched people play it, and it's like messed up.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping it's going to get some more updates, because I was always thinking with Ghostbusters how that wasn't a thing with either the Conjuring universe or anything, where it's just like, yeah, just say that it's all real and you have to do certain things like an escape room pretty much, and it activates the ghosts or the poltergeists and that would be cool too, because you get to do your old was it Tobin's Spirit Guide, and so, which is the book that I was reading at the beginning, which is the
Oh,
yeah. Which has got both bits from the original as well, too. But this is actually the D&D version. Yeah, I don't know.
amazing.
Yeah. So that's actually quite cool, because it goes through and you get all the different ghosts and their effects and stuff like that too. But yes, I don't know why I brought that in there. But fun stuff. She's also saying, fun fact, Roger L. Jackson, who was the voice of Ghostface in Scream, also provided voices for male Sims in The Sims. Cool! Conchata.
Amazing. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I remember, what was it, listening to that Katy Perry, who did a cover of, like, in the songs that they play in The Sims, and so she's doing it, and she's going, oop and beady and doop bap and bat, like that. She sounds like, what is it, when... Oh, was it Brie Larson did that SNL skit about the 60s singer, which I was like, what's she saying? I couldn't work out what she was saying that was beeping in between, because she's cursing all the time. So I had to look it up, and she's basically she's basically saying someone come and eat her ass.
Right.
Or she's got so much ass to be eaten or something like that, but doing it in this like boppy 60s sort of. It was very funny, and it was a meme for a while there. Alice Cooper has a couple of songs in The Sims 4. Does he? That's awesome. Alice Cooper is an awesome guy. I've got an old friend of the family's who is a big Alice Cooper fan, and you really wouldn't expect it from this lady.
I thought you were going to go deeper into that. I thought, like, I got a friend of the family who knows Alice Cooper.
Who is
and he's
Alice
gonna come
Cooper?
on the next show.
No, we can't reveal who Slash's real identity is. Kinderslausch. But if you believe in him, he will come. No, I was going to say, and he's like a teetotaler. You think that he's this hardcore sort of person, but he's like one of the most, I don't know, I want to say straight and narrow, but he's an awesome guy and a healthy guy and a really decent human being. So I found that always fun, the sort of like, with what he wears and things like that.
Yeah. It's amazing to see that kind of like, this is just a persona I put on.
That's it.
You know.
How accurate it is to like Wayne's World. Beautiful. Well, cool. That being another good segue. We'll have one more quote, and she's yes, you heard Rhiannon's dad's being a golf addict, which is yes, awesome. I never understood golf, tennis a little bit, but
Oh no, it's fantastic. You just hit the ball really, really far away, and then you spend the next 40 minutes trying to find it. What a great game.
That's the problem. I'll never find the ball because I'll just hit it and it'll go somewhere, and I'll just.
That means you're getting more value out of it, you know? Like
yeah, more
some
bang for
chumps
buck.
that are getting it quick, and then like you're going for hours. And then there's also a really fun part of the game where you have to dodge the balls that are coming at you.
Oh,
so it's this double game, really.
I thought that was a different game. I thought that was like baseball and cricket.
No. It also works in golf. It's fantastic. It's
Or
just
porn.
Porn. Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. The fun part of golf is the anxiety of being in the middle of a field and knowing that there's some bozo just clomping balls at you at whatever velocity those things go at, and there's no warning. It just does sound like a.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, that could have been my skull.
Well, there's supposed to be at least 4 warnings.
Right. And there isn't.
4.
These people are lazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jerks.
No. Rhiannon says golf in her house is well known as whack. Oh, whack. What are my sons at? Whack shit. Whack. Fuck. What? Whack. Whatever.
Oh, I guess maybe like whacking the ball or screwing it up and it veering off to the side.
Yeah.
And just being like hit and then mother.
Yeah. Maybe she's getting back at me about how I like try and trick her with some of the quiz questions, and literally it's not a swear word at all. She just means 4.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that's it.
There you go. There's an inner joke here that I don't quite understand.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, followed by a 10-minute game of finding the ball. Yeah, that's it. 10 minutes, you're a fast walker.
Yeah.
Or you just don't hit the ball very far. I mean, like there's other end of that spectrum.
Yeah. Now, what was it? One of my favorite jokes from Dave Allen was there was a guy who was going out golfing. He'd prepared it in weeks in advance, and then he rang the guy up and who was going to go golfing with, and he says, "So ready to go golfing?" I goes, "I'm really sorry, I can't go golfing at the moment. My half brother just died." The other guy goes, "Well, you can play 9 holes." So, yeah. That's where I learnt how many rounds are in golf. Like when I was like 8 at my grandmother's place listening to these old jokes. But yes, Dave Allen, fantastic jokes. Again, yeah, check out the Rushcutter Entertainment 2 channel because you can find out a whole bunch of early comedy, Australian comedy, British comedy, both economy and first class comedy. But studies into comedy as well. We've got Rowan Atkinson's Funny Business, which is a breakdown of physical comedy, which is really, really fun there. And yeah, some Grim Tales with Rick Mayall, which is all a lot of fun. But speaking of games, why don't we head into our first round of games so we can bring up our spin wheel. Let's have a gander. Oh, fantastic. That was right. That was Vincent Parfitt saying Trevor Rabin as well before with a big smiley face. So our games that we have tonight, you might remember some of them, ladies and gentlemen, from before. We have Venkman, Burn in Hell, Britney, the Toxic Avenger, Monster Mashups, Chicken or Egg. We have Frankenface. We have Player's Choice, which of course you get to choose your own one. We have Pop Quiz with Hot Shots, and my personal favourite, Spin Again. Are there any ones out there that are tickling your fancy at all, Piotr?
I mean, Spin Again sounds so
know,
alluring. Yeah, it's just an endless loop.
Yeah.
The Hot Shots one, I think, but only because that's what I recognize.
Pop Quiz with Hot Shots. It is a lot of fun. Cool, awesome. Well, let's give it a go. I've had to change my camera over, so I'm hoping it's okay. I'm noticing that it's sort of adjusting its lighting, so my green screen might be playing a bit of fun times, but we'll see how it goes. Groovy.
It's dynamic, is what it is. You gotta sell it better. It's dynamic.
Yes, dynamic.
That's what's going
you said
on.
Yes.
Yeah. Not like my boring.
No, I thought you said
thing.
it rhymes with dynamic, but I thought it started with a P. And we've had too much talk of that for the now. So I'll go through as well just so you know how they are played. Chicken or egg is literally which came first. Frankenface, we have 3 faces to choose from. You've got to tell us who those 3 places are. Player's Choice, obviously you get to choose. Pop Quiz Hot Shot, we have one of our previous guests telling us, asking us a question. Spin Again, we get to spin again. ESP is all about Venkman Burn in Hell, and Britney Toxic Avenger has been mashed up. The Britney song, Toxic, has been mashed up with about 50 different other songs, so however many artists or songs that you can guess during that, you'll get the points. And if we get that, I've got to quickly set something up. But yes, we'll see how it goes. Beautiful. So let's get into it, and we'll spin that wheel once I click it here. Day, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, it's a Monster Mashups. You've seen it advertised many, many times before, but now we're going to see how the game is played. So, of course, you're going to know what the first one is right off the bat, but we're going to have 5 horror films that have been reimagined as Disney cartoons. So let's check out movie mashups. And don't forget to dance along at home.
Sound the bass, it's sound the morning from that. The bottom mash, when it's a graveyard smash. Sound the bass, be caught all in the flash. Sound the bass, we sound the morning from that.
Groovy stuff. So the players before know what this is, but do you know what movie poster that is?
I mean, the one that I do, of course, it's Jaws.
Yes, it's Jaws, of course.
Thank God I knew that. Oh my God, so stressful.
Oh, good. And we've got Mickey Mouse and Goofy as well in there. So we're going to bring that down to its normal size so we can see it with its normal poster. So there you go. That's what it would look like. Yes.
That's awesome. I love the... Did you draw that?
No, these are from an artist whose name escapes me at the moment, but I will definitely put it down in the description of the video below who did these. But they are all available on an amazing website that I got this from, which I'll also put down in the description later on. But yes, they're fantastic mashups that we've got one there, and I thought how we would work this out is because we have points, we'll come back actually to our Quiz Arena screen, and I'll take my face away, and we're going to put our Quiz Arena screen up the top. So this is movie mashups. Have I got this? I don't have it yet. Sorry for the pause, ladies and gentlemen. Trying to do so many things.
I can just say stuff randomly.
Yay, stuff.
Bananas.
Yay, bananas.
Pickles. Oranges. Why is it fruit? I don't know.
I used to do that where I was saying a couple of quick words, and I'd just say like a couple of quick words like cheese, onion, carrot. They're not necessarily small words. I could have chosen smaller words, but there we go. That's right. That's the right screen. So many brain farts. And now we reduce the size. So let's get this. Move him down here. I'll move him across here so we can go to the top. This is the first time we've played movie mashups, as you can tell by my pause and disorganization. So let's put that behind the screen. Beautiful, where our games go. Awesome. Good. So we're going to do this in a way where I award you 1 point because you got it right. Now, the way that we usually do this is if it is just myself versus you. Ha ha ha. Every point that you don't get, I get. So that way, it works out that way. So you don't want me to win. I don't want me to win. And the people at home, you definitely don't want me to win. So you want to help Pjort out. So let him know what you think the answer is. So we're going to do it in 4 different goes. So this is our poster at the moment. But the way I would show it to you would be in this way. We would start off just by having the option of 4 points. If I did, where is it? This one is Jaws. I would be doing this, like that. So you'd probably get this much, and I'd be saying, what's the poster? And if you got it on that one, then you'd be getting the points. And then you get extra points each for naming the characters. Cool?
Oh, okay. So naming the characters too.
Yeah.
Man, can I get negative points? Is that part of the game?
You can't get negative points. That's why we're awarding me the points. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I was hoping maybe my goal will be to try to get you as many points as possible.
So yeah, you're gonna work. So then we're gonna be working for the opposite. I like it. This is good. It's how I always like the ESP games to work, where it's sort of like, we're happy with it just being like, no, I want you to win. No, I want you to win. As long as someone wins, I'm happy. Plus, also too, we're going to try and get our carryover champs back for hopefully an escape room that we're going to be playing out there, and going to give you guys the chance to do it, hopefully within next week. We're not too sure if it's going to be on a Thursday or if it's going to be on the actual Halloween night, but we're going to be finding it out too. Luck ensuing if everyone's availability will work out. So yes. Beautiful. Well, just before we go into our game too, we've got asking the question. Phil Robinson said, "We never found out how Dave Allen lost his finger. For some reason, I always thought that it was in a he was in the war. I don't want to be ignorant about that, but I know that he was in one conflict, and for some reason, I assumed that it was just somehow he lost it in combat or." Somehow like that, but I know too it probably could have just as easily been farming equipment. And what was it? What crime was the fuzzy band?
I'll give you an answer to that because I just looked it up. They're talking about, if you're talking about the comedian, Dave Allen lost his left index finger above the knuckle after catching it in a machine cog.
Ooh, so it was
Yummy.
like a farming accident or some sort of machinery accident. Ow! Because, yeah, I recently, I watched Tested with Adam Savage, who makes a lot of props, and especially with the Ghostbusters Afterlife, he's been showing off a lot of the props they used on the film, and how they made them and stuff. And he had a situation where I think it was a piece of material, and it wrapped around his lathe, and it caught his finger.
No.
And we put a photo on the internet, and it was just all open, and it was scary, because it was... That's one of the other good things about this sort of the podcast sort of thing. People can understand that these people are real people as well, so that they'll reciprocate in this. There's another fabricator who I watch, who's Simone Gertz, who had she had a brain tumor and had that cut out, and so it was just a very sort of was it not harrowing but humbling sort of moment, I think, for all of our viewers too, because we all felt support in this mutual way of just, I don't know, maybe it was just me.
No, I
still gave her a dislike.
Yeah, screw her.
Just so she knew, I was a real human, a real troll.
No, that was awful hearing that. I remember that story. When that happened, when she presented that, and I was just like, man, because you don't know if it's going to go well.
That's it.
That was it.
Yeah.
And it was a very scary moment for her.
And something that would come out of the blue too. So Rhiannon Elizabeth Irons says, "What crime was the fuzzy band charged with?" Resisting arrest.
Fuzzy baby charged with.
Oh, fuzzy baby charged with. Oh, see, my brain's just not working tonight. Sorry.
It's all right. Neither is my brain's never worked, so it's all good.
It's going to be good fun then as we go into games, because we can't get minus points. So even if we sit on 0, it'll be fun, and we can go and have shots. So.
Well, fingers crossed you sit on 0, because then I will win. So
exactly.
I'm okay with that.
Yes. Beautiful stuff. So here we go. Let's take this one down. We'll start off with our first one. For the chance at 4 points, what is...
Oh, Aladdin.
Yes. Nicely done.
Straight off the bat.
Good.
But I can't tell you who that character is yet, though.
Yeah, good. So that's the Disney. They're all Disney representations, and they are horror films. So we're looking for the name of the horror film that this is.
Oh,
so we know it's...
right. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
that makes
that's
total
right. You
sense.
got 1 point for, well, not necessarily Disney, because we know it's a Disney. We know it's Aladdin.
Yeah. I wonder if it's like 7 Monkeys.
Well, actually, technically, you do get a point for that, because...
I'll take a point. Any grab I can grab.
Yeah. Well, you listed one of the characters' names, so that's why I was sort of like, no, I'll give you that point. So,
okay, yeah. Then I guess if they're just character names, then it's Aladdin, Jasmine, and oh my god, not Jafar? No, Iago.
That doesn't look like Jafar.
Is that not Iago? The parrot?
No, it's not the parrot. It's not Iago.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
Brianna Elizabeth
Abu.
Irons. Yes. Nicely done.
Ah, thank you.
Nice. Apu. Yes. Apu Nahasapita Petalon. He moved. He was working at the Quickie Mart, but now he lost that job. They fired him, and so he's now over in the Arabian
Disneyland.
Exactly. Yeah, working in Disneyland. Yeah. They used to have a Quickie Mart at Fox Studios, didn't they?
No, not that I know of.
Yes,
I know
they
that
did.
they have a Quickie Mart at Universal Studios.
I swear they had a Quickie Mart, because they had a sound studio where they had a Simpsons show when Fox Studios was there.
Oh.
When it was the theme park, they had the Titanic ride and everything. And I'm pretty sure, because now that's where track 2. What's the?
Oh wow! Someone's already picked up Beetlejuice.
Hey, nice. Yes.
Are you kidding me? How did you
said
get
it.
that? Oh Jesus!
Good stuff. So you got 4 points for that, and another 3 points for naming the 3 characters.
Woohoo!
So good stuff. And let's go back into it. We'll see the whole poster. And very well done out there. Everybody else showed.
Yeah. Thank you for winning for me.
Yeah, nice. So, whoop. There we go.
Oh, amazing. Yeah. Oh, wow. That is terrifying.
So there's 2 characters that you didn't mention. So I'll let you know.
Yeah, obviously Genie and...
Yes.
Who's the second character?
Actually, no, you did mention her, didn't you?
Yeah, Jasmine. I was like, oh my god, is there someone I can't see?
Yeah, I'm not going well. So that's our poster there, yes.
Oh, what an amazing thing. You know what? I wouldn't have guessed Beetlejuice, so thank you, Rhiannon.
Yes, nicely done.
Would not have happened. And that's, not that I have actually seen that movie, but I just would not have guessed it.
No, of course. And she's definitely helping you out there by saying Abu is Lydia. That's it, exactly. Her best Winona Ryder impression. Beautiful stuff. So that was that one. Our next one for 4 points.
Oh, hello. So that's obviously The Lion King.
Mm-hmm.
And oh god, I'm trying to think of what movie would that be?
Yeah, this one. Like, some of them really won't help you with the first slide, so we can move on to 3 points, and I can give you the next third of the picture.
But I want 4 points.
I want 4 points. What else people at home? We'll bring it back to this screen. And we'll see.
Yeah, is anyone back there like smashing it? Like, I have no idea.
I'm gonna grab the chat box. In fact, and I'll bring it over the overlay for movie mashups. That's gonna do a couple of things by being an overlay twice, but we can carp it. We'll love it.
What? We're intelligent adults.
Exactly. Yes, us working out what horror posters are with Disney characters.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think what would be someone laying in the grass be as a horror movie, and is that like Puma, the character?
Puma? Did you say?
Yeah, like the pig. Or like
just because I haven't got a point, I want to be really mean and say no. Puma is not the name of the character.
Oh, but Puma.
But Pumbaa is.
Pumbaa. Oh, okay,
yes.
Right. Yeah, okay. Well, you can take one. That's fine.
Yes.
I've got 9. So,
I know that was. I was like, you got to 9, and I was just like, oh, I hope I get there. Yes, Rhiannon Elizabeth Irons came in there with Pumbaa. Good stuff. Okay, well, let's go into the next one. We'll reveal a little bit more because we're not too sure at home as well. So, that's right. I've realized that I've written them down on the actual thing down below. So I now know what film it was. I didn't know before, but this next one might actually reveal. As we grab it and we slide it up, it might be a sequence that you know all too well.
Oh, geez. Do I know this sequence?
Maybe. It is from a popular film. Now, like as we said before, it's not necessarily a horror film. Sci-fi films as well are usually lumped in.
Oh, Alien.
Right? Nice. So that's 3 points.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful stuff.
I was thinking because I guess I don't know. Because next one would definitely be, I assume, Pumbaa's buddy ripping out of his stomach. That's just my guess.
Let's reset it. There we go. Alien.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why wouldn't it be it? Now I got to think of the name. Come on, people.
What's his name? Can you remember his name?
Timon or Simone?
Oh, yes, you said it. Nice. It was Timon.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Man, I'm better than this than I thought. Maybe it's because it's Disney related.
Yeah, that's it. It could be. That's why I thought it's a good sort of leveler. It allows everyone to play. It really is.
Because it's like, because we're all kids when we watch this, it's just like burnt into our retinas and brains and stuff.
That's it. But the amount of times too that I'll mention, as a Return to Oz, again, that's traumatizing. That's a kids' film,
Yeah, right.
But also Monster Squad is a great horror element type film too.
Monster Squad.
Yeah, it's a fun one. It's a good one. It's got all of the classic characters like Dracula, the Wolfman. I think Frankenstein's in there too, and it's set in an 80s sort of thing. So it's got a Goonies sort of vibe too. It's fun, beautiful. Okie day. So we go on to our next one. We close that one down for 4 points. Ooh, what could it be?
Oh wow. Okay.
Actually, no. This is quite small, so this might actually be for 5 points.
It looks like it. If you were to,
it does look like it. Let's say for 5 points. I give you 5 points. Actually, I feel like because you didn't get Yeah, well, you went down a point, so I feel like just so that I can even it out a little bit more and it doesn't look like it's all going one-sided, I gave myself one more point, is basically what I'm saying.
Oh, this is like clearly the house is
Exactly.
Is
Oh,
corrupt.
the house is totally rigged.
Yeah. And look, the numbers are there. I was going to say the numbers are not even there.
Yes.
All right. So let me think. Nightmare Before Christmas, is that possible?
Ooh, good call, but no, it's not.
No. Okay.
So let's go back in. We'll reveal another one. So this one will now be for 4 points. That was for Phil Robinson. That was a very good guess there. Ooh.
Oh my God. Okay, so obviously that's Tom and Jerry.
Yes.
Right?
Good. Yes,
Yeah,
you did. You got
okay,
2 points.
Now the question is what movie is this? We see someone looks like they're blindfolded. I'm assuming that's the little mouse, which I can't remember if it's Tom or Jerry. I assume it's Jerry.
Yeah.
And is that like brains scattered on the other one? Is that possible?
It might just be the it might just be the movie mashups overlay.
No. I mean, like, oh, sorry, I can't point because you can't see my fingers.
Oh, sorry.
Right next to the grey cat's body.
Yep.
Oh,
here.
Tom's body.
Yeah, right.
Like that spot there. I'm like in my head. I'm like, that looks like someone's brain's been blown out.
I think it may just be a hand or something metallic. I'm not too sure.
Okay.
Based on what I can see that it is, it's possibly one of those two things. And I was going to say, you said a blindfold as well. That's on. I can't remember which one's Tom, which one's Jerry.
Yeah.
But on the mouse, there
Okay,
seems to be something. Like I don't remember him having a fringe like that. Having said that, I don't think that's necessarily going to help. But I don't also remember his face being like red as that. So it looks like maybe it's a full face covering rather than just a blindfold.
Oh, jeez. No, you know what? I'm gonna have to ask for another frame.
Awesome.
There's no way I can get that.
I get another point, and we move on to the next frame. Ding.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
The pig mask.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I don't even know what that is.
Ooh. People at home, would you be able...
different?
I'm not too sure. Failed to post the tweet. That's all right. Good. Hopefully we're back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so sorry about that dropout there. I have turned off auto stop, and that's something that apparently isn't remembered. Something that you have to do every time you do a schedule a stream. So I'm very apologetic about that. We are in the middle of our game of monster mashups, and already, as you can see, Hjort has got 17 points versus my 4. So it's a lot of fun, and we've still got more questions to go. So we just had our Saw poster up there, which is great stuff. And let's go back into our next one if you're ready for it.
Always.
Awesome. Hopefully we will have some more people back here. We've got one person joining us, but that may be me. So we may actually maybe we'll just wait.
It's probably
a couple
me,
of seconds.
actually. I think it is just me.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, we'll wait a couple of
yeah.
seconds because just to be sure, I might double check because.
Ah, there we go. Phil's back.
Awesome,
Hello,
fantastic.
Phil.
Thank you so much, Phil. I'm so sorry about that. I'm pretty sure it is the auto stop thing, but yeah, sorry about that. When there's a second of a dropout, the internet will take one slight inch and cut you from it. Whether it's a copyright strike or it's just connecting you not from the internet. I apologize to all the Irish out there as well.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't going to say anything, but as a Polish person and knowing that a lot of Polish people live in Ireland, I'm very offended by a really long,
It's me trying to be inclusive. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, keep telling yourself that.
I'm one of those people who I don't know whether it's that, but I don't think doing a Cockney accent is sort of a racially insensitive thing to do.
Yeah, no, it isn't. But there are some accents that really are.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's interesting how that's the case. Like, I mean, like
think,
a Chinese accent or like a Mandarin accent. It's like,
yeah, I think there's
don't want to
context.
go there.
There was, what was it, that film Murder, Death by Murder or Murder by Death, which had a lot of comedic stars in it at the time, and Peter Sellers played a, I think it was a Chinese detective, but he played it with the long sort of Confucius style mustache and overbite, and they did his eyes and everything, and he did it like that, and that was one. It was an honest portrayal, because that's the thing. Like, Peter Sellers is a very interesting performer in that sense, but it's like he was obviously cast for the comedic element of just
Yeah,
sending
yeah.
up that sort of thing. And he doesn't necessarily overdo it, but his costumes are way over the top, and
Yeah.
the things he says are way over the top and
Yeah.
awful. And so yeah, but
Have
it's a
you-
fun
do you-
film besides that.
Did you see Breakfast at Tiffany's?
I haven't recently. I saw it like years and years ago.
There's an Asian character,
Oh.
or portrayal of an Asian character. and
No,
it's
I know that you. Yes,
dreadful.
Mickey
It's a famous
Rooney.
actor. Yeah, right. Yeah, and
Mickey
it's
Rooney,
just
yeah.
like awful. It's so bad.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. I like honest portrayals, and I do think that context is the key. So, like, yeah,
Oh, for sure.
You don't want to do it in a sort of way, but some performances but I love seeing stereotypes in theatrical roles being broken as well. They've currently, I think they just re-announced the picture of Dorian Gray is doing another stage, another season of shows at the Sydney Theatre Company, and that's a role reversed role of Dorian Gray.
Oh.
Yeah, gender role reversal. I think, at least from the posters and stuff like this, but I'm really eager to see it because it looks so cool. The design of it. I think it's Kip Williams is the director. But yeah, I wanted to see it when it came out last time, but I missed it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it this time.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
cool.
also have a part Irish person that was unoffended.
Oh, good,
So
good, awesome.
I think they speak for all Irish people,
Yeah.
so we can go crazy with the Irish impersonations. I think that's
I'll start dancing and things.
oh, fantastic.
But Irish dancing like Michael Flatley.
Sure.
Yes. Beautiful, awesome. Well, now that we've got a couple people back onto it as well, why don't we continue on with our game? I'm not too sure how many we've got. I think we have maybe 2 left or same. We'll find out.
Bring it on.
Yes. I think yes, we have 2 left. Okay, here we go. So our next one for 5 points. Now I think I've done this very low because it's probably quite easy. What I'll do is
okay.
I'm gonna move it over to the side. Well, not quite easy. Sorry, I don't want to say that because I don't want people who don't get it to feel like it.
Okay, so we have
Yeah, it's maybe obvious to some people.
human centipede. Is that it? Oh, I don't know if I want to
Yay,
see the
Phil.
rest of this.
Yay, Phil. Oh, yay.
Is that it?
No. But
Oh my god,
that's great.
that's not a sight I want to see from Disney characters.
Yeah, because
That's
I'm imagining. I know what it is, and it's that filled me with so much joy. Just like last week we had one of the puppeteers who worked with Healthy Harold, and he mentioned that in the schoolyard he's heard that there's stories of kids reenacting the Squid Games thing. And I had this big pause, and I just started bursting out laughing. I thought, oh no, that shows me how much of a terrible person I am. But I just couldn't help. My mind raced with like the images that I've seen from it, of like, you know, kids standing out and miming guns and all that. But then I saw, you know, the bit where I don't know if you've seen it, they've got to jump on planes of glass. And so I imagine them on, you know, some schools have that the wooden bridge, and so I imagine them jumping on the wooden pails and then falling through, but because they're really close to each other, them going through and smashing their chins.
Oh,
So,
Jesus.
Yeah, but it was really slapstick in my head, so that's why.
Yeah, okay. It wasn't gory.
Either that or I'm
awful.
just a terrible person.
Hey, we're all terrible people,
Tell us
right?
in the comments.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Okay, so I wasn't Human Centipede.
No.
I'm trying to think what movie it is, because is it the because it's not 101 Dalmatians because the colors are wrong. They could either be dinosaurs or they could either be other types of dogs.
Because dinosaurs, of course, the famous breed of dog.
Absolutely, yeah.
The long, was it
The long
sausage dog,
snouted.
long neck. Yep.
Yeah. What's that other one? That's the Lady and the Tramp.
Oh yes, I love
that the-
Lady and the Tramp. Beautiful.
Aristocrat?
Yes, nice. The Aristocrats.
Nice. I wouldn't have gotten that. Thank you very much, Phil.
Very well done. Nice.
Okay, so we got that part of it. Now we got to figure out what
Yeah.
those aristocrat cats are doing.
I was about to say, yeah, this one is more where, yeah, you've got the name of the Disney poster for it. I'm not too sure the intricate names of the characters in this, nor how many are in it, but you got aristocrats, cats. Sorry, that's a joke. But that's so you got your 1 point for that.
But I do need another frame.
Yes,
'cause
but we're going
that's-
to take it down to now 4. But I was going to say, for those of you out there, I won't mention it necessarily now, but if you know the joke that is the aristocrats joke, I'm hoping that you know what I'm talking about. If not, look up Gilbert Gottfried does his version of the aristocrats joke. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but it is a comedian's joke. It's very crass, but who better to hear it from than Gilbert Gottfried, the voice, of course, of Iago.
Oh,
Yeah. So it all ties in.
Things we're learning. Here we go.
Exactly. Good. So I get one more point because we're now going down to 4. Ding.
Oh, that's got to be Children of the Corn. Is that right?
Ooh, no.
No?
No.
Oh, man. Okay, I didn't get that, but that's scary.
It is, isn't it?
Geez, anyone else got a movie that this is similar to? I mean, it could also be something I've never seen before.
That also could be another thing. This one is a horror film. This one would be classified as horror. Village of the Damned, that's exactly what I thought. Now, again, I didn't make these. The artist did do a rendering of it. But it does still tie in with the theme too. But I honestly, if I was playing, I would have said Village of the Damned. And I would have been like, no, it is. It clearly is. Except like for the blood around their mouth, I'd be saying it clearly is. Because they have the glowing eyes as well. No. Should we go down to 3 points? Oh, I think I've already given myself the points.
Okay, well, it's already happened.
It's already happening. It's happening, ladies and gentlemen.
There's corruption in the game.
Ding! It doesn't help you at all.
It doesn't give us anything.
It doesn't give you anything. Just a little bit more kitty chest.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
That doesn't help at all, other than just give us more time.
Yeah, I'm trying to think that if dinosaurs are a breed of dog, what's a breed of cat? Like tardigrades? No.
No, I don't know. I guess they have 9 lives.
No.
No, I can't help you out there.
Megafauna. It'd be just like, of course, it'd be like the giant wombat panda. Wombat
right, there
bear.
you go.
Yeah, that thing. The meat-eating wombat thing.
Yeah, I hate to say, but I can't do this on this frame. Like, it literally just gave me chat hair.
Yes, no, you're right.
Well,
Awesome. So yes, for what was it? It was 2 points, wasn't it? 5, 4.
yeah, we just lost 3 points. This will be now we're on 2 points, I think.
Yes. So what's the film? So what do you think has possessed cats?
Come on. Oh, I haven't got this at all. I'm more just saying that I think we need another one.
What about you guys at home, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
these two cats in this film, I think they get married at one point, and where the place they get married might be a helping guide to. If Phil Robinson's got it, to the name.
Oh, are you
of
serious? Pet
yes.
Cemetery. I haven't seen it, so that's definitely why. I
Nice.
didn't get
Well, then
that.
I'm gonna be a meanie, and I'm gonna take those. Was it 2 points? Away
What?
from you, exactly, and reset
But he
it.
got it.
Phil Robinson got it. Nicely done. Beautiful stuff. Pet Cemetery.
I'm definitely not saying that, and I would not have gotten that. There's no way.
Can I name all the aristocrats? Aristocats? No, I cannot.
No, but if you can, then go for it.
You
but
get all the points, Rhiannon. Go for it. Yes, please. This was one of those Disney films that I didn't necessarily see. I don't know if I missed it or if it just wasn't part of my VHS collection. I had a lot of reruns of
Duchess, Toulouse,
Duchess.
Marie, Burlos. I'm just pretending like I'm the one that thought of this. And Tom O'Malley.
There we go, Tom O'Malley.
Do we get any points for that? Even if it's a reduced points?
She'll definitely get. I'll tell you what. I'll give you a point. I'll give you a point for reading them out.
Yeah.
Yes, there you go. 19 for you and 8. Good stuff. So we still, I think, have one more movie mashup. Monster mashup, should I say. And here we go. For how many points? Ooh, let's say for 5 points.
Okay. So is that Dumbo by chance?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Not Dumbo.
What other character could have that? It's not Emperor's New Groove?
No, it's not. But that's a good choice.
It's an awesome film.
It is an awesome film. It's fun.
Just trying to think of the colorscape here.
Oh, let's go.
Hercules?
In it.
Hercules by chance?
Sorry?
You know Hercules?
No, it's not Hercules. No? I do know Hercules, but yes, no, it's not that. The color scheme may help you a little bit more with it, because I was just thinking the same thing. If I was thinking it was Hercules, it might be very yellow. Beautiful.
Yeah,
we'll take
true.
1 point away from you, and we will go up a little bit.
Oh my god! Okay, right there. It's got to be Cinderella, right?
No, it's not.
Sleeping
Cinderella.
Beauty.
Yes, there you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Nicely
Right,
done.
Cinderella is the shoe thing.
Yes.
Yeah, Sleeping Beauty. Okay, we have that. Now, my guess is Interview with a Vampire or
Ooh,
Dracula. Oh,
no,
Dracula.
no,
No.
no.
Oh,
Ah, nice.
Princess Aurora and Prince
Rihanna
Philip.
Elizabeth Irons, she'll be able to help you out with the names.
Thank you very much. Princess Aurora and Prince Philip.
Nicely done, beautiful.
Yes,
I was hoping you were
points.
going to say Prince Philip Dracula. That would have been great.
Maybe.
The age-old Prince Charming. He never dies and never drinks wine. No, so yeah, it unfortunately doesn't really give you any hands because all of the things that are being said so far, are all things that you could easily be thinking of too. But the position that these two people are in are synonymous with multiple scenes, actually, and multiple shots of this famous horror film. No, it's not
Oh,
Nightmare on Elm Street. Another fantastic reference there.
yeah. Who is watching over someone while they sleep?
Yeah.
That's that. I mean, I can't remember that in The Shining.
No.
Um,
He wakes up. Okie dokie. Well, let's take another point away and let's add one more.
okay.
Bing!
Oh my god!
I know, it changes everything, doesn't it?
What a twist! I don't know what that film is, but I know that like I've definitely seen that reference somewhere.
Yes.
Someone's got to get this
The
because
pea
I
soup. Come on, guys, ladies and gentlemen at home, you can definitely help him out.
The Exorcist.
Exactly, you get the point. There you go. Nicely done.
Yay!
Awesome. And we reset it and we'll see what it looks like. Bang! There
Oh,
you are.
amazing!
Walt Disney's The Exorcist.
I'm going to look up this artist because they are
He's
incredible.
a fantastic. Yes, they are a fantastic artist, and I'll definitely have that down in the description. When I do an edit of it, I'll do a little overlay and a slap of the face for me. So, brilliant work there on our first round of Monster Mashup. So, congratulations there.
Woo!
Look at the abundance of points you've got from round one.
Yeah, yeah, kicking butt.
Yeah. 23 points, ladies and gentlemen. It is very small down there, but you can see it's 23 points, and I unfortunately only have 10, but I'm still glad to have 10. I'm already in the double digits. And I should mention as well, ladies and gentlemen, that today's prize sponsor for our final round is Suicide Glam, offering us $25 on their website so that you can get all of your fantastic gothic clothing and alternative clothing needs. Check out their website. Their link is in the description below. We also have 2 little linking codes that you can try out. If you want to turn your pet into a little plush variety that you can squeeze and hold, you can send them in a photo at Petsies or mypetsies.com.au, should I say. And if you use the code QUIZARENA15, I think, you get 15% off. If not, it's 10%, and I've just got that around, and I apologize. And again, our friends over at Escape Tabletop Games, who was our prize sponsor last week, who was lucky enough to give us the amazing prize of 1 game of Psycho Killer that you can play at your parties in real life when they go back to it. They have a link down below too, so that you can get 10 or 15% off if you use that code down there. My mind is racing and I'm not too sure, but there are discounts down there, and check them out. We also have opportunities that you can follow us on Patreon so that you can get a subscription early. Coffee, you can buy us that. You can buy us a book. You can do all these fun, fantastic things, but also to follow our handles. Of course, Piot is at Not Chili Productions, so you can check him out on his Instagram handle there, and I'm of course at Richard Lovegrove on that whole dibbity-dab over there. So yes, thank you so much as well, ladies and gentlemen out there, for helping Piot along there. I don't know why I'm saying thank you, because darn it, oh no, I want to win. Dassator, Basset Hound. Beautiful, but I like that round too because it flooded back a lot of memories, like you mentioned, Lady and the Tramp, and that was one of the movies that I loved. Like, it was just gorgeous. Also too, as you may have noticed, I have a King Charles Spaniel who is my dog Oscar. So I've replaced the actual King Charles's face with the King Charles Spaniel's face, and underneath and behind the gramophone, he's King Charles's face on a King Charles Spaniel dog. So yeah,
Amazing.
You can buy that as well on our Redbubble store, which is also linked down below. Yeah, fantastic, beautiful.
And
We've got a fun fact from Rhiannon Elizabeth Irons as well. So sorry, I didn't do my tongue twisters before here. I need to listen to my Danny Kaye. She says Princess Aurora was the only crowned princess in the Disney Princess collection. Really? Oh, of course. As in, like there is an actual Princess Aurora in real life. I'm assuming that's what you mean by that. Either
Oh
that
no,
or
I thought it meant that there was an actual physical crown only on that princess in
Oh.
that Disney movie. Because I'm trying to
Ah.
think, there wasn't one in Aladdin.
No, because that's what I'm thinking too. As in Aladdin, I think she had some sort of like gold headpiece,
Yeah.
but I don't think that was necessarily so synonymous with it. But you got Pocahontas. I know that there was a game theory or a film theory which did about who is an actual Disney princess based on so many things. But that sort of gets to a point that when you go, like, why do we consider a tomato a fruit? It's because it has seeds. No, it's not. It's because it's taxable because you can turn it into a jam. That's what it all
Right.
has to do. It has to do with jam and taxes. But because of that, the easiest way to say it is seeds. Cool. Rhiannon Elizabeth Irons, she's come back by saying no, she's the only one to be bestowed a crown. Oh, one last gift, dear child, for thee, a symbol of thy royalty. A crown to wear in grace and beauty. Oh, beautiful. So yeah, she's the only one like actually coronated. Wow, that is very cool. That's a great piece of Disney trivia. Um,
Yeah, there you go.
I do love the Disney trivia too, because yeah, it comes out of there. And hell, like you got the whole horror aspects with Fantasia and Ub Iwerks when they had a little bit of a falling out. Ub Iwerks was someone who worked very close with Walt Disney, and arguably came up with the Mickey Mouse that we know today, the design of it. But
Oh.
he did a spin-off where he actually used a piece of music called Gloomy Sunday, which was a piece of music I think written in the 1930s. It's one of the uh, most depressing songs in the world, and apparently like 72 people had attributed this song to their suicides around this time.
Oh,
But it was also
jeez.
big war times, and this was in like Germany, Austria, like dangerous areas. So there was a lot of
Yeah.
problems at the time. There's a fantastic movie actually called Gloomy Sunday, which is a German film, which is another one. If we're talking about moments in film, yeah, the ending of that. Oh yeah, the ending of that. Yeah, no, I don't want to go there. Great film, beautiful piece of music. It's like the first when I started like playing around with the violin. I can't play any instruments. I'm terrible, but I like distracting myself. So a lot of the time I'll just pick something up, and that was the first song that I tried to learn on violin, and still I'm trying to do it. But it's dun da da 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 da. Anyway, it goes like that. There's a poetry piece to it. The original lyrics, if you can find them, are really depressing and sort of surrealist imagery. They have since rewritten them, and they've done a lot of covers from them. Like Billie Holiday did one. There's a swing cover of it. Matt Forbes did a beautiful, awesome big band version of it, which is on YouTube. You should check that out. And yeah, that took me on a segue there, but there's a lot of thing with that. But the reason I said that is because Ub Iwerks used Gloomy Sunday in which he used an animation of skeletons dancing to Gloomy Sunday, which
Oh,
was
I
the
do know that.
inspiration for what ended up leading towards Fantasia. As in, I don't know, that's hearsay again, but there was a question of whether or not there was this sort of rivalry when they were watching each other's work that was being done. This idea they wanted to do something with classical music and cartoons.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. And then she continues, as is their right and royal duty. Sleeping Beauty is one of her favorite films. Oh, that's so good.
Oh.
Rhiannon, have you been to any of the Disneylands? If so, how many? And if so, which was your favorite one? And if not, which one is the one that you want to go to? Hell, even if you've been to any of them, which is one that you want to go to? I know I want to try out, is it the one in Japan?
Yeah, I've heard that's really good.
Yeah, that's supposed to be good, and the Haunted Mansion I think is supposed to be really cool in that one. Or is it the Hong Kong one? It's more
Me and
like
me and my partner went to a Japanese haunted house. That was terrifying.
wow, yeah,
Because
yeah.
they'll get actual people to hide in there.
Oh,
And
cool.
so you'll go into a room, you can't see anything, or you can't see, and they'll just come out and scare you.
Yeah,
And it was just the most terrifying experience.
yeah.
Though I felt very manly because I was, I took up the protector role.
Yeah.
And so I
Yeah,
was just
it's
like,
hard to not
yeah.
instinctively do that, especially when your senses are giving you exactly everything to do that. I worked for a while in a Prison Break Live, scare attraction, which was all strobe lights, a very similar thing. And the amount of times people, big guys, would just instinctively, bang, just hit. They wouldn't, before they'd even look, they would just hit, like, out. And you would have to break the distance so that you didn't get hit.
Amazing.
And they would react most of the time to, "Oh, I'm sorry," because they would realize you're a physical, real person, and that they're trying to protect most of the time someone they're with. But yeah, it's so cool. And different aspects like that can work with the psychology of that. We've got Rihanna Elizabeth Owens in there saying she was at Disneyland 10 years ago for your birthday. That's right, you said you had Disneyland birthday there. That would have been so cool.
Oh, amazing.
And she has a tattoo of a scar from Lion King. Yes, of course, Jeremy Irons reference, ironing something. Oh, the irony. On the back of your neck, cool. And Walt Disney quote on your shoulder, cool.
Amazing.
Once upon a dream tattooed upon your chest. That's so nice. It's also like that theme of when you wish upon a star. I don't know if it's just because that's like one of the earliest memories of that musical riff, but every time I hear that, I can't help but feel that sort of warm flood that you same get when you walk through the Disneyland entrance in Anaheim. I remember.
Yeah,
it was cold when I went to Anaheim. It was probably just early morning, but the second you walk into that gate, everything just sort of like warms up, and who knows, maybe they've got heating things in there.
Oh yeah, it's some magic.
Yeah. But I do love, like, the history of that too. If you go onto YouTube, you can watch the full day opening, the live broadcast that they did. And part of the reason that gave me sort of confidence in doing something like this that's a live broadcast was watching that. Because the amount of people who said, it went wrong, everything went wrong, and you can watch it when you watch this feed. And I watched and I was like, it's actually pretty decent. Like, as in, we worked in the arts, so we know what happens when problems go wrong, but also when just something needs to be stopped and reset. Like, that's not a problem, really. We just know we've got to get through it. We don't want to have to do it again, but that's why we've got to get it right next time, or this time. So, yeah, got that same sort of aspect about that, too. So, awesome. So, yeah, it's great to see that there's so many loving fans of Disney out there. Well, carrying on with that loving theme, why don't we carry on camping? No. Screaming? No. Carry on Disney? No. Why didn't they ever have a film similar to, like, Flying High, which was called Carry On Baggage? I don't know. I really, really wanted to see that. Instead, they went Carry On Columbus. Anyway, let's have another spin of that wheel, ladies and gentlemen. So our next spin, let's see what we get. Hopefully it'll be spin again. Rihanna Elizabeth Irons is very happy as we remove that one. Take Wheel of Fortunes off the board. That's right. We've been looking forward to this. We've seen this stinger a couple of times, and it's been something that our guests have been looking forward to a lot. So let me just bring up the video, because every week I bring it up, and every week I never have to do it. So this is our first week where we're going to be able to do it. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we finally get to find out what's happened with Britney. She's been released, she can do what she wants, and so now she's started remixing, and she's got her song Toxic, and she's gone willy-nilly, ladies and gentlemen. She's got like 50 different songs she's just grabbed the riffs for and put over the top. So that's what we're going to be seeing. We know it's Toxic, but there's going to be a whole bunch of other songs and artists. So you can grab a pen, you can grab a piece of paper, because you may have to jot these down, because I'm not going to be stopping it. It's going to be about 3 minutes of a full song where we get to listen to some fun and write them down. If you haven't got a pen and paper handy, feel free to just type them away as you hear them. And hopefully it'll be a bit of fun. And hopefully the copyright censors won't be too disheartening. Dun, 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 dun,
Go to shop.
Woo, ads too. So, let's just... Now, I want to make a mention as well, too, because these... Actually, I'll do the stinger that goes into it first, so that we can give you the intro that everyone has seen so many times before, and we'll give them the anticipation of going, oh, we're going to see it again, but at least finally we get the payoff to be able to see what the game is. This time, we're going to play Britney, the Toxic Avenger.
Toxic Avenger!
eye always gets me. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have this old radio back here, and now, this is the shout-out that I wanted to make out to. So, this is not a mashup that I have done. This is a mashup from William Marancini, I think is right. William Marancini mashups on YouTube. He does a whole bunch of different mashups, and this is one of the things that I kind of like doing. I will just find a song that I like, and I'll find a mashup of it, and that'll just be like my mantra that I'll just play whilst going to work and whatnot. So yeah, this is one it's a good motivating song too, and yeah, they might not be all songs that you would listen to, but hopefully you'll know at least one, and it won't be just Toxic. So
Bring it.
Good. So we're ready to go. Let's bring it up behind so that
And everyone, please help me.
Yes. And get ready so that your fingers are on... Well, not the buzzer. We haven't got a buzzer. We tried the buzzers and it just didn't work out. So here we go. Oh, just before we do, we've got a fun fact from Rhiannon Elizabeth Irons saying Toxic was directed by Joseph Kahn, who also directed the Backstreet's Back video.
Oh.
All right.
Oh. Quick question: Do we say the names of them at the end?
I was going to say, if you have a pen and paper there, I was thinking it'd be probably easier if you just wrote down any references you get. So, like, yeah, if you get either the artist or the name, I don't know all of them. So even if you say an album and then I say, oh, I'm sorry, you were wrong, but it was this artist, and then you say, oh, well, it was from that album, I was technically right. I'm happy to give you the point. I don't care. There's a chance at, like, I don't know, 50 points. A lot of points. Maybe not 50, 25, I don't know. A lot of points. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. So crank that sound up and let's have some fun. Here we go.
Baby, can't you see I'm calling? A guy like you should wear a warning. It's dangerous, I'm falling. There's no escape, I can't wait. Dangerous, I'm loving it.
It's yours, my friend, as long as you have enough rubies.
With a taste of your lips, I'm on the way. You're toxic, I'm slipping under.
Nice. So
Man, I sucked at that.
So, yes, a lot of songs there and some fantastic help that you can definitely get from our players in the side there.
Yeah, definitely,
Absolutely.
definitely the Enya. You know what? Everyone got what I got.
That's good. I think take the points. Unfortunately, we can't allocate the our viewers points before round 4. So you can definitely. They're all for you. They're all helping you out. They could be helping you or they could be hindering you. But I don't allocate points to incorrect answers. At least not in this round. I can't get any points.
Okay, well, was there Jumping Jack Flash?
Jumping Jack Flash.
Jumping Jack Flash, and then I don't know how to sing it, but I know that for sure there was Enya.
Yes, Enya was in there.
Only time.
Yep. So that's 1 point.
The Venga Bus, obviously.
Venga Bus is
Venga
coming.
Boys. Yeah, I'm not sure about the they're the only 2 I actually got, and amazing viewers also got them. So
yeah, I'm just double checking because unless it's under another name, I don't know what if Jumping Jack Flash was in there, but because I just don't want to be wrong, but I can't see it here.
Paramore.
Did anybody get any of the cartoon references?
Oh god, there were cartoon references?
Yeah, so the laugh that was in there.
Oh man, no, I didn't get any of that.
No, I wouldn't have gotten them either.
I got so intoxicated by the Toxic song.
Good.
Paramore.
Yes, you said. I was about to say I didn't know if you'd said Paramore before. Yep. Good.
Oh, I'm just saying it now because someone else is telling me. This is fantastic.
Now, so
Legend of Zelda clip played.
Was
there a Legend of Zelda moment?
Is Gruntilda from Zelda?
Gruntilda? I'm not sure. I don't think so.
No, or Morshu?
Morshu? No. They're like, oh, as long as you have enough rubies. Yeah. Oh, right.
Yeah, so that guy. Yeah, so that was Morshu.
Yeah.
As long as you have enough rubies. Yes. So yes, I'll give you that point. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, cool. Again, I'm flushed out of it. Banjo-Kazooie, was that in there? I know that video game.
Gruntilda is the only other reference, so let's find out what Gruntilda was in. Something I should have done pre-show.
Woohoo!
Banjo-Kazooie, yeah. So yeah, I'll give you that. Banjo-Kazooie reference.
Amazing.
Got it.
Well, good reference.
Nicely done.
Does anyone have any more? Because I'm definitely flush. Amazing work, everybody.
It's one of those ones where I'm sure that people, when they listen to it, are going to go, wow. And I don't know whether it's worth, because it's 10 p.m. now, we might have to go into our last round. But I was going to say, it might be best if you guys, I'll put the link actually into the chat now so that you guys can check it out. And I think it's the first comment that's been pinned by William Marancini's mashups by Bark Meiosis. And he has listed them all down there with time codes. So here you go. I'm going to drop it over here. The only other reference was, I think when I first listened to it, I heard that the reference I got was from Sigur Rós, which is the, I think, are they Icelandic band?
Oh my god.
Black Sugar. I remember thinking Black Sugar.
I mean, Rhiannon also made a really good point that obviously Toxic by Britney Spears.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, do I get a point for that? Is it?
I'm not gonna get no. The stinger is the game is called the spin wheel. No,
it's still a sound that played. I mean, I'm a sound person.
You're right. It was technically part of the mashup.
And I'm also an authority on audio, so I think that I should just take that point.
Okay, no, I'll give you the point for that then.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. You are the master. I shouldn't be questioning it.
Yeah, how dare you?
Good stuff. I can't see Black Sugar in there. But again, please let me know as well if you do find out in the week that I've been wrong. Come back with a vengeance and bash me up in the comments on the side there and let me know that I was wrong and how I was wrong and how I could do better. Beautiful. So yes, I've chucked that over there so you can check that out there and play that song again, because yeah, it is a great version of that song, and I don't think you necessarily need to be a Britney fan because it's got a lot of really good headbanging moments in there too. So
yeah, it was pretty cool. I did enjoy. I was kind of relishing in it a little bit too much.
Yeah, same. That's why I wanted to do this. And one of the things I'm hoping to do is include a lot more games. I do have another round which I don't know what to call yet, but it's very Spicks and Specks-ish. So I'm working out how to bring that in because I have a lot of other music sort of based games, and one of them is another mashups. But we can't use monster mashups because I've already used that name for another game. But there's one song which I'm really looking forward to doing, which has been one I've been listening to over and over again by two popular artists. Very good. So if we look at our scores at the moment, after our first game of Brittany the Toxic Avenger, which we all had a fun, fantastic time and playing, we've got me with 10 points still, and Piotr on 29 points. Nicely done. Confetti.
Yes.
Exactly. Beautiful. Okie day. So, well, let's take that down off the back there. And we are running a little bit late, so should we maybe just go into our last round?
Sure, I guess. I mean, sleep is probably a good idea.
Probably, eventually, yes. I am just also filibustering, so I can take that off. There it is. Fantastic. Great. So, yeah, well, it is after 10, and I don't want to keep people up too long, so let's go into our final round, ladies and gentlemen, just while I key it up. So, again, these are from livereacting.com. You need to be having a Gmail account, or at least a account on YouTube, something that we can give you an email to play along at home. All you need to do is to put in the number of the corresponding answer of the multiple choice questions into the side there, and it will register along. There are 10 multiple choice questions based on movies, and are completely generated at random by the Live Reacting website. They're also going to be working out and determining our winner. It's all done on their amazing algorithm, and we also have a link to an affiliate link below that if you want to do your own quizzes with your family, friends, co-workers, you can grab that link and start your own little quiz up there to get them all involved. You can even do it with school and stuff like that. It's a great little learning tool. They can generate random quiz questions on your own, or you can write one up in an Excel document and drop it in there as well. So if you are the winner, which will be announced at the end of our tournament, you'll get 5 days to send us an email to Rushcutter Entertainment at gmail.com, and then we will give you a keyword, something to put in the comments underneath, just to verify that you're not one of the body snatchers and you are who you say you are, and then we will be able to come back and give you either the voucher code or whatever it is to reward you for your amazing abilities in our Quiz Arena tournament. So, good, hopefully I filibustered enough, and that's given you enough time to rattle your aunties and get everyone ready to play along, because this week we have a $25 voucher from Suicide Glam Australia, based in Toukley on the central coast of New South Wales, Australia. So they do alternate gothic clothing, and they have a fantastic site, which I'm even going to throw it up onto the screen now, if I'm so inclined. Because they don't just do your average everyday gothic clothing. They also have lots of different things up there too. Let's find out if I can find the right screen now. Ha 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 ha. I'm so disorganized. Right. Awesome. So over here you can see we have the Suicide Glam Central Coast alternative site there for all different types of body shapes, whether you are a woman, a man, a kid, a shoe, you know, all different body types are
I'm a shoe.
Exactly. Some people are just so shoey. All different types of brands. We've even got like popular brands. We've got Disney there. We've mentioned already. Let's check out the Disney. Let's push in that one. We've gone to pop culture as well. Oh, it's lagging. Oh, yes. This is the other thing. I'm looking forward. I love my holidays. And as you can see, we've got these beautiful, like, sweater vests that you can get. Now, this would be a lovely gift idea, especially if you have a mother, a father, an uncle, an auntie, or someone who you not too sure about their size, but something that they can wear that you know will be comfortable as swimwear, sleepwear, or any sort of, like, you know, comfortable sort of garment that can be worn the year round. Maybe not summer, but winter, definitely. So, yeah, check them out there. They've got a whole bunch of different things, and we're so happy to have them on board with us here at the Quiz Arena. So, yes, check them out. Make sure that you hit them up, and you can even plan beforehand and send them some love. If you are a recipient of one of our prizes too, please do share it on our socials, and we would love to see you guys winning that. I didn't get a photo of it. In fact, let's see if I can find it now, just while I'm stalling for even more time. Rhiannon Elizabeth Irons was one of our winners for our previous quizzes, and she has actually shared a photo of her Krispy Kreme donuts, which look absolutely delicious. The glazed goodness was, so yum. I will find that, and I will definitely share that over on our next Quiz Arena, so that everyone will be able to see that. But yes, it just rubs it in even more, makes you guys want to win something. So get amongst it with Suicide Glam Australia. Beautiful. Where is my head at? Who knows? But let's find out, because now we're going to start our Quiz Arena, and we're going to give you enough time. But of course, we're going to play our all the time lovely and all the time fun. Thank you so much, Krispy Kreme. Like the pick today. Oh, it was so good. And so good to see that they're liking the pick as well. They're loving to see that we're spreading this love around there, and the more glazed people we can get, the less glazed expressions we're going to have. I continue to try and stall for time. But instead of stalling, let's get into our Quiz Arena, damn it! As the clouds settle, we get ready, and you have about 55 seconds to get prepared and into it. And just whilst I do that, I'm going to come back here, because one of the things I didn't set up was our R4 screen. So I usually do this, and so there we go.
Wait, do I need to go find this page as well?
No, that's all right. We usually don't get our guests to play, just so that it's a little bit more fairer on them. Gives them a chance as well, so that we can give a little bit back, because they've been helping us so much so far as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm happy to take that pressure off.
Yeah, cool, awesome. And I don't know the questions either, so yeah, we'll both be able to try and get a point here. No points off for incorrect answers, because this is a testing progress to see how it's going to work, and hopefully I won't get any of the mispronunciations incorrect, or you know what I mean. I also want to say that K9 says it's 4:03 a.m. here. A night owl just like me, good to see. We are 5 seconds away, and let's go into it. Okie day. Question number 1. What did Alfred Hitchcock use as blood in the film Psycho? 1. Red food coloring. 2. Maple syrup. 3. Ketchup. 4. Chocolate syrup. Now this is one we've had some mentions to the people out there before for some other questions about this, about the first time that something was seen in it, and it was of course the first time a toilet was on film. But what do you, if you know this, you can stall. If you don't know it, you can elaborate.
I mean, I think I have a pretty good guess, but I don't know for sure.
Because we know that, especially in Scream, corn syrup, which is usually maple syrup, or like, obviously it's not the same. Maple is obviously a different way of getting the sugar, but you understand the idea of the viscosity of a thick goo is usually attributed to the blood they use and carry.
And the color wouldn't have been an issue. That's the big trick, I think.
Yeah. So what was the one that you were thinking of?
Well, originally I thought ketchup, because I just thought it was silly. But then as soon as I remembered it was a black and white movie, I was like, oh, okay, here we go. Something more viscous.
Yeah, something more viscous viscosity.
Oh, there we go. I think it was just answered for us.
Yes. Everyone who answered chocolate syrup was correct.
Woohoo! Well done.
Well done, and that was right. That was Rhiannon, that was Milfred, and that was Kay. Nicely done. Very well done.
I did not know that, by the way, so
nice.
I'm learning.
Yes, no, it's a good little trivia question there. What is the name of the first Star Wars film by release order? 1. The Phantom Menace. 2. The Force Awakens. 3. The Revenge of the Sith. 4. A New Hope. Now,
I'm going to feel very old if people don't get this right.
I was about to say, this is one of those catch-22s where it's like you don't want to get it right because they're going to go, well, how old then are they?
Yeah, that's a good call. Maybe they'll potentially answer it wrong.
Yes, that's it. Well, it's also interesting too, because what is the name of the first Star Wars film by release order? So that's when they came out, not episodes.
Very true, very true.
At least I'm assuming.
Well, we'll certainly find out. I feel like everyone's already guessed.
I feel like they have to. We're calculating the answers, and we'll find out very, very soon.
And Rhiannon has not seen the movies.
Oh, this is a good thing. We found out maybe a kryptonite. Because she's been our crown. She's won 3 times. So we're gonna try and see if we can get her on here so that she can ask us some questions and maybe see if she can enlighten us. And of course, everybody out there who knew their chronology well was right by getting A New Hope. Milford, Phil, Rhiannon, and Kay all got this right.
We're all old.
Nicely done. Now, of course, we do have a choice with the difficulty apparently with these. Now, did you get the first one right? No.
Me? I
That's
didn't
right,
put
I'm
one
playing
down.
along as well. So let's not say the first 2. Let's just go on with the next question. So this one now is points for us too. Who voices the main character Blue in the 2011 animated film Rio? 1. Zach Galifianakis. 2. Michael Cera. 2. Jonah Hill. 3. Jonah Hill. 4. Jesse Eisenberg. I'll say that again.
Oh.
Who voices the main character Blue in the 2011 animated film Rio? 1. Zach Galifianakis. 2. Michael Cera. 3. Jonah Hill. 4. Jesse Eisenberg.
My guess is Zach Galifianakis, if I was going to guess.
I'll go Jonah Hill just because I feel like he gets a lot of things.
Should I put the number down? No, I'm just going to tell you that.
We'll play here.
But everyone else is going for 4.
We'll just have to say whether I'm right or not because I'll have to be putting my score in and your score. So I just need to put one score in for whoever gets it right. So that'll be good.
Yeah, I don't know this film, so I guess
Neither
Zach
do I.
Galifianakis wouldn't surprise me if he had done a voiceover. He's got that kind of voice that I feel like he could pull that off.
Oh, Jesse
yeah,
Eisenberg.
I don't even know who that is.
Neither. So both of us
are terrible human beings. Yes.
Oh, we are. We're terrible human beings. I'm kind of glad though that Jonah Hill didn't get it. That laugh is that sticks with you. That's a horror film in itself. Next question. Beautiful. Here we go. We've got in the movie Gremlins. After what time of day should you not feed a mogwai? 1. Morning. 2. Midnight. 3. Evening. 4. Afternoon. So those of you who have seen the film, in the movie Gremlins, after what time of day should you not feed a mogwai?
Yeah,
1,
I'm going to go with 2
morning.
because that just sounds like the most dramatic effect.
Yeah.
Like that's the one, right? Don't feed them after midnight.
Well, it definitely sounds the creepiest. I was going to say, have you seen this before?
I have not.
You haven't seen Gremlins?
I know, it's
Wow.
sad. I feel like I saw it as a kid, like 5 minutes of it, and then it traumatized me. So I just don't watch it.
That's true. Yeah, that kitchen scene was a bit scary for me too. So you were saying midnight, were you?
Yeah, it just sounds like script-wise, it makes the most sense.
It does. I do know the answer to this as well, so I'm gonna give us both a point because we would both get it right because of course it's midnight. If I'm wrong, I'm happy to take 2 points off me.
Right.
Yes.
Please be wrong.
I
Please
so
be.
missed the Gremlins ride. I got scared by shitless as a kid, and then I did a couple of auditions in that same room as an adult, and I only realized halfway through the first audition I was like, oh shit, we're in that room. So you were all right. Midnight was correct. Of course, Phil, Rhiannon, my mouse, where are we? There we are. Phil, Rhiannon, Milford, and Kay all getting it correct. Question number 5. Who played the Cenobite called Pinhead in the original Hellraiser films? 1.
Oh, God.
Doug
No way.
Savant. 2. Doug Jones. 3. Doug Bradley. 4. Doug Benson.
I'm going to go with Doug.
Doug sounds like a yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Doug's definitely going to be a correct answer.
I always thought that was a great name for a gravedigger.
Yeah,
Or at least one that's
yeah.
passed away. Because otherwise people call him Dig.
Yeah, that's true. I've never heard the name Dig before, but so I think
Digger.
Dig and Doug.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just going to go 1.
You get a 1?
I mean, everyone seems to know the answer to this, but I'm just going to go with 1 anyway.
Yeah.
Because, I'm a rebel.
I was about to say, this is one of my favorite films, so I was going to say number 3 too. 3 as well. 3 as well.
Man!
I know.
Should have gone with a crowd. People pleasing this.
Yeah, it's that sort of annoying thing where it's just sort of like I'm hoping that some of the characters, the questions aren't going to come up again, but they haven't so far. So ha, nice, good stuff. Okay, so you're saying what was it? Number 1.
I was going to say 1, but I mean I'm certainly going to fail if you've answered it.
Yeah.
And this is your favorite
I'm hoping
movie.
at least. Yeah, good, awesome, fantastic. I was right. Nice. So of course Doug Bradley, the famous person who he ends up at one of the films. they justify his backstory as being an old war soldier, and he has this beautiful sort of character arc, but he gets to play a normal human, and it's really nice to see that an actor got that versatility to do that at least. Which actor made up the trio in The Good, The Bad, and The Ugly? 1. Yul Brynner, Steve McQueen, and Charles Bronson. 2. Sergio Leone, Inicio Marconi, and Tonino Dellicoli. 3. Clint Eastwood, Eli Wallach, and Lee Van Cleef. 4. Aldo Guthrie,
Yep,
Leo
keep going.
Brega, and Luigi Pastilli. Oy vey.
No doubt in my mind it's 3, only because of Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, I feel like going anything but Clint Eastwood would be awry, but wow. I was sort of like, when you jump into cold water and you have that sort of like moment where you go, where am I? Oh, I felt like that, but with words and names. It's just like, what the hell?
Yeah, I'm happy I'm not in your shoes. I'm certainly not giving that a try.
It's easier when you know what the questions are going to be, or if you've written them out, at least. You sort of go,
Yeah,
okay, I know
yeah.
that this is going to come up.
At
Or
random,
at least I
it's
can
just throwing you on the
pretend that I
bus.
don't know what it is.
It's that moment when you're in like primary school and the teacher's like, now you read.
Yeah,
You're like,
now you
what?
read this whole page. Yeah. Beautiful. Of course, we were both correct. So we both got Clint Eastwood, Eli Wallach, and Lee Van Cleef. Van Cleef. And Rhiannon, Milford, and Phil, and Kay all got that as well. Nicely done. And this is going to be a neck and neck. This is going to come down to timing, ladies and gentlemen. Whoever is the fastest on the buzzer. 7th. What Queen song plays during the final scene of the film Hardcore Henry? 1. We Will Rock You. 2. Don't Stop Me Now. 3. Brighton Rock. 4. Another One Bites the Dust. Now, Hardcore Henry. Now, this is
I've never seen that movie.
Sorry, do you know it?
I have no idea what that movie is. I mean, I'm gonna guess 2.
I'm pretty
Because
sure it's
that's
the
the song that
POV.
won.
It's the point of view of this crazy like hardcore action film. Yeah. There was like 3 films that came out around a similar time, and this was one of them. It was just so. It was like Crank. That's what I'm thinking of. It was like.
Oh, right.
At least I'm pretty sure that's the same one I'm thinking of. But yes, but for the I wouldn't. I'm for going for a guess. I'm gonna say We Will Rock You. I want to. I don't know how Brighton Rock goes. Oh.
I don't know either, but I don't know.
No, mate, no. No, Don't Stop Me Now. I'm gonna change it to an upbeat one. I'm gonna go to 2. What are you gonna say?
Yeah, I already said 2, so.
Oh, good.
too
So we're
bad.
both going. We're either both gonna be right, or both gonna be wrong. In fact, I'm gonna change it. I don't know Brighton Rock. I'm gonna go Brighton Rock. Oh, damn! 1
Right on
point
the
to you,
buzzer.
1 point off for me. Nice, awesome. Don't Stop Me Now. Such a good song, and again for the recent film that came out recently, which it's just brilliant. And there's also a good mashup which I want to do with that. Milford, Rhiannon, Phil, and Kay got it as well. Oh, you guys are right on the ball. Our next question number 8: which 90s comedy cult classic features cameo appearances from Meatloaf, Alice Cooper, and Chris Farley? 1. Wayne's World. 2. Dumb and Dumber. 3. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. 4. Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery. So just to be relevant there, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure was the first film, and Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery, was also the first film of those series. So the first
I mean,
Austin
I'm
Powers-
certainly gonna go Wayne's World.
So you're gonna go Wayne's World? Yeah. I'm gonna have to totally agree.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm gonna give it to you because I do want to give it over to you. I'm more than happy to go with another one, even though I'm gonna buck the trend. I'm gonna go Dumb and Dumber just because I love that movie too. But what's it? Not a lot of people know International Man of Mystery had Will Ferrell in it. He was Mustafa.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
are
he
not
plays it.
worthy. And a lot of people forget Chris Farrell in this moment. He's only in it for like one sequence, but it's very, you remember it.
Chris Farrell.
Sorry, Chris
that?
Farley. If I said Farrell, I'm
Farley.
sorry. It's Will
Oh, right.
Ferrell. Will Ferrell's in Austin
Will
Powers.
Ferrell.
Yeah.
Yes.
Will Ferrell being, of course, Blades of Glory.
Yeah, of course. Will Ferrell. Who doesn't
Anchorman.
know that?
Yeah. But Mustafa, yeah. Wayne's World was correct. Rhiannon, Phil, and Milfred. I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Miffed. I'm so sorry it says Miffed. Max, I'm sorry about that. I'll get it right from now on. In our penultimate question, we have which musical artist had a prominent role in the 2017 film Kingsman: The Golden Circle? 1. Rihanna. 2. Lady Gaga. 3. Justin Bieber. 4. Elton John. Oh, I know this one.
I'm going to say Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga. I did love when I was in Italy. They told me that Lady Gaga's name apparently means the colloquial term for shit.
Oh.
But it's like to order someone to do a shit, so it's like saying Lady shit. And so, yeah, he used to say that it was a lot of a giggle. Lady Gaga. Beautiful. We've got everyone saying 4. Everyone's saying Elton John. I am going to concur with you. Which I shouldn't have said before you. Which would you have said?
I'm flat out on the Lady Gaga, but I get why Elton John's probably the answer. But I've noticed Lady Gaga has been featuring in films a little bit more, so I went that direction.
Nice, cool. I'm glad you're honest, and thank you for that. There's no way I don't think you can beat me because you're on 30 and I'm on 12. So
yeah,
even if you get everyone wrong and I get everyone right, it's not going to work. And we only have one question left as it was. So if we go over to it, we've got Elton John, of course, was the answer.
Ooh,
yes, he ends up getting mauled by the dogs, I think, at a couple of moments, and then escapes the dogs. Phil, Mift, Rhiannon, and Kay all got that right. And now we go into our last question. After India, which country produces the second most movies per year? 1. United States. 2. Nigeria. 3. France. 4. China. So after India, what country or which country produces the second most movies per year? 1. United States. 2. Nigeria. 3. France. 4. China.
I mean, I'm going to go United States. I know that the answer would probably sound like China, but I'm pretty sure United States would be the one.
I don't know if it feels like it might be one of those catch-22. So I'm happy to go China, or now I want to go France, just because it's like that's not the I don't know. So yeah, you're going to go United States, you say?
Yeah, I'm going to go States because I know that India is the highest, but I'm pretty sure Hollywood then produces the next.
I feel like
biggest.
You'd be right, but I also don't know if this is going to be a catch-22 question. But I didn't make the answers, so maybe it's not. So
yeah.
Putting your lungs down the bottom there, a good answer for question 10. We're going to find out who is, what accent I'm doing first of all, but what is our answer? And so if we go over to it, and of course, who was the first off the buzzer? I'm excited to find out who this is going to be in our first. Oh, it was Nigeria. Kay, congratulations.
What?
Nice. Now I
Frickin'.
do feel like that's one that I really want to like look
curveball.
up. Yeah, that's really cool. So Nigeria apparently.
Film industry.
I know, yeah. Purely because of population alone, that's why I was thinking China would be a good bet.
Yeah.
France, I thought, would have maybe had a lot of films that we don't necessarily hear of a lot of. And, yeah, but that's it. But Rhiannon Elizabeth Irons, you were our first correct answerer with 9 correct answers. Coming in second was Mift Max. Coming in third was K9 with 8 correct answers. And coming in fourth was Phil Robinson with 8 correct answers. Congratulations there. Now, yes, because you are our carryover champ, Rhiannon, I don't know if you want to be one of those nice people. Ugh. Because we have a couple of people who have never won before, but of course, we'd be loving it too if you would like to share it around there to anybody else out there. But if not, get us in contact at rushcutterentertainment@gmail.com, and we'll be able to get you in contact with those people so that you can get that fantastic $25 voucher on their website at Suicide Glam Australia. So thank you so much for that, and congratulations on winning. Congratulations everybody out there. I mean, so many. It was down to times. I kind of want them to put in a little, like, a time thing in there. Oh, fantastic. Oh, well, thank you so much. If you are happy to do that, if you would be willing to do that, Rhiannon Elizabeth Irons has just said that she'd be more than happy to hand the prize off to Mift, who came in second. I'll take it back to the prize screen so you can say that, see that he did come in second, and he also got 9 correct answers in there as well. Sorry if I am affirming you are a male. I'm sorry about that. Mift Max.
It's the Max. The Max name makes you think that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, but there's Maxine as well, or Maxine, and so yes, fantastic. That's fantastic. Thank you so much. I'm loving this camaraderie. This is a beautiful sort of support. Well, yes, please. Do let us know, Mift Max. Please send us an email at rushcutterentertainment@gmail.com, and we'll be able to get your name, give you the keyword that you can put down underneath in the comments below. Once we've verified that, we can send you off the $25 voucher for you to use on Suicide Glam, gothic alternative clothing or Tukli on the Central Coast. So fantastic work there, and welcome for joining us, and thank you so much, Rhiannon Elizabeth Irons. We definitely now need to get you on, like, for so many reasons. Personally, I want to get you on because I think that the amount of questions that you're going to bring us on is not only going to open my mind with the knowledge of the things that you have there and the cool facts, but also too, like, you know, you've been a 3-time winner now. You've been altruistic in your winnings, and you're a Dahl as well, and you also have a fantastic the Macabre Daily post that you do up there is really a fantastic thing. Please do send us a link too so that we can pop that down in our description so that we can share it around there so that we can make sure that you guys all keep up on your Macabre Daily. Great stuff. So if we have a look back at our prizes, at our scores down there, I'm on lucky 11 and we've got 29. Now, I don't know, but the only other person who scored as high a score as this was Robert Woods, the director of An Ideal Host, which is playing at the Sydney Underground Film Festival. So that's amazing. We might have 2 champion guests on our hands.
Well, thank you very much. I definitely did this all by myself with no help from anyone else involved.
Yes, it's all him, all his doing.
That's
all
right.
his doo-doos. No, it was thanks to everybody at home is I'm sure what he's trying to say.
Can we put all of them into my team when we finally do that? And then this other director fellow can just, go by himself.
Well, that's one of the things that, we definitely want to have some help out when we do these escape rooms. So I know I'm definitely going to be able to, needing to be calling on all of you people and to alleviate this curse that hopefully Halloween will get rid of. In which case, then we can talk about some more brightly coloured things. Yes. Oh, yes. No, let's try and get Lindt chocolates on board, or what's it?
Oh yeah,
Gillian,
extra prizes.
Yeah. I would definitely like to do that. Or Oscar awards made out of like little chocolates. In fact, we'll get Oscar as well on board as well. Little Oscar-shaped dogs like that you can bite into as chocolates. It'd be great. So yes, thank you so much. It's been a lot of fun. It's been always a rip-roaring time. Now we didn't get a chance to do it, but just before we go, I thought we might have a little game of it. And usually what I do is I try to have a moment where we do a teaser for our next week. So if you'll indulge me ever so much, I would love to do this. If I can find it.
Go for it. Absolutely.
Awesome. Here we go.
Tease away.
If you join us every Thursday night on the Quiz Arena Live, you'll be able to experience a fantastic time with 4 rounds of made-up games, like, silly ones like this that we're going to be able to show you in just a second. But we're also going to have guests. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, guests like Piotr. Say hello, Piotr.
Hello.
Yes. He's going to be joining us in fantastic games, and one of those fantastic games may just be Venkman Burn in Hell. So in the game of Venkman Burn in Hell, it would happen just like this, and Piotr is going to be our demonstration for it. So we're going to do exactly what they did in that first scene of Ghostbusters, in which Dr. Venkman was trying to see the effects of ESP. Trying to read people's minds, pretty much, or send an image. So I love the entire theme about this and experiences that people get to try and put it into a scientific way, because I'd love to be able to reproduce a ghostly effect and go, okay, cool, pay some money, let's see if we can get a ghost happening for you. That'd be good fun. Plus, also, it would completely blow our minds on everything that we currently know about science. So I have in my hand a whole bunch of cards. Yep. All of them are different. They have different little things on them. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah?
Okay. Yes.
So there's stars. There's crosses. That's a green star. It's just keyed out because of the green screen. That's a square. That's an X. We've got another square. We had some wavy lines in there, I think there was. Yeah. So they're all like that. There we go. I'm going to do this whole thing. It's camera left, camera right. I told you. I'm going to shuffle them. Cool. And now you guys at home, you can join in too. I want you to tell me what card I'm holding up.
I'm just going to say straight out the bat, with my magical powers, it's going to be a cross.
You're going for a cross. Nice.
Yes, a black cross, simple.
I like it.
Black
You're the first
cross.
one who's allocated color to it, because I was going to ask for extra points. You could get that. I don't know if I should take off extra points if you've got the gall to do that. But good, we've got comments out there of a star, wavy lines, and a square. Well, we've also got Rhiannon Elizabeth Iron saying green star. Well, you know what? Maybe it is a reason that Miffed Max ended up getting the prize tonight in our tournament, because Miffed Max got it.
What?
Right. Wow.
Superpowers.
Yeah.
Maybe
There you go,
he's
ladies and
been
gentlemen.
cheating. The
Proof
whole
maybe in the
time.
pudding. Now I want pudding. But if you do think that you have the abilities of any psychic claims, the Skeptic Society of Australia offers a $10,000 prize, I think, or is it $50,000? I'm not too sure. Visit their website and they'll be able to give you the amount of money for any scientific proof of psychic claims, or supernatural claims as well. Dick Smith worked with James Randi in the 80s, and there's some fantastic documentaries about psychology and all that sort of stuff there. So very nice work, Myth Max. He's nice, got it there. Maybe that's why. Maybe he knew all the answers before it even happened. Woo!
Yeah, I think that's what actually happened. Definitely.
Exactly. Sweet. So yeah, that's like a little trailer so that you can join us every Thursday. So that's a lot of fun. And plus we also have smoke. Yay! Beautiful stuff. Well, unless there's anything else that you wanted to mention to our lovely people out there in the world.
Oh, no, just thanks for playing, So it's always good to have a bit of fun in these times, and always amazing to have a social group to actually just, I don't know, it's just nice to see people and to talk and to have a bit of fun.
Yeah, it really is. And it's good too, because it's something that's, now that things are starting to open up again, it's something that I think is going to carry over. It's going to be easier to at least approach someone by saying, cool, let's hang out on a Zoom, if you can't, have the time to have a couple of hours of driving to someone's place.
For sure. And it's like, I mean, everyone's now probably has a webcam and knows how to use it.
Yeah.
So that's, it's only going to be easier. And it makes it like, to take away a few hours in an evening is so much easier than all the hard work it is to try to organize these things between people. So it's nice, it's fun, it's low pressure.
Just mentioning fun and another segue, and Phil Robinson, he's just gone ahead and done it, hasn't he? Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again. We're going to try out the stinger for a Chrono Loco! So many fun games. Yes, but of course, we're not going to do that every time someone mentions it, but we do have other games as well. You've seen tonight. We didn't, unfortunately, get to the chicken or egg game, but as you can see here, I have to still make a stinger for it, but that is basically the game of which came first, the chicken or the egg, and of course, we've always got our game of Frankenface. We'll see next week if you can guess out who those three famous faces are. Ooh, yeah. So 3 celebrity faces. But of course, we've got Monster Mashups, we've got our pop quiz with hot shots, and we've got a whole bunch of other games, which another one we didn't get to tonight, but we'll be able to play soon, is High Anxiety. And in fact, I just realized that I need to get you on another time, because you're a sound guy. So I think you will quite appreciate this next game that I'm going to show as a little teaser, which of course is called Hark. So in that game, it's all based around sound effects. We would play a sound effect, and you would have to try and guess what movie, monster, or character that was. So yes, sorry. I'm realizing I'm wanting to make this sort of a feeling that we all get involved with, but I don't want to make people feel sick or worried. That's actually a clip from GTA 5, I think it was. There's a scene where people fall out of like. Take their parachutes off and stuff. So yeah. Beautiful. Well, just before we go, Miff Max is coming saying thank you, and thank you so much as well there. He says not psychic, but he swears, which is good. I swear as well. So it's all good. Probably too much. Rhiannon Elizabeth Iron saying about the. What was it? I blame you entirely for me watching Three Amigos last week. Good. I'm so glad. Yes. I'm glad to take that on. I'm glad to take that burden on. And we'll just set off your vertigo again when we play High Anxiety, which is going to be based around different variations of one popular movie monster. So I know what that game's going to be next. And I'm preloading them now like a magazine on a gun. So we're going to have more monster mashups. We're going to have more chicken and eggs. And I'm not afraid to rip them from Tag until the point that we can get Sean McAuliffe on to at least do a pop quiz with hot shots. Damn it.
Amazing.
But,
that'd be amazing.
Yeah, thank you. I want to thank you so much, Piotr. It's been a huge blast catching up. And again, you've been a ball to play along.
Well, thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Anytime. We'll have to get you on again, both to ask our players at home a pop quiz with hot shots, and some sound-based questions, some cinema questions that you know, technical things even, would be awesome. But also, too, so I can prepare Hark, so that way we can see, because you'll have an ear for it. I think you'll be really good at it.
Certainly, I'll be able to tell you where those sounds came from.
Yeah.
From personal experience.
Exactly. And it won't just be me farting all the time. That'll just be the first sound effect.
Yeah, sure.
Beautiful stuff. Well, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, and we hope to see you again next week, same bat time, same bat channel, here on the Quiz Arena Live. Thank you so much. See you next week, and stay sweaty. Ciao!